Mike, this game means so much. There's so much similarities between the two cities, the communities, the color schemes. It's history, it's passion, and we got a good one tonight.
Yeah, we certainly do. Dobyns-Bennett has always been a big rivalry, and the games have always been close. And I look for tonight to be one of the better games. You know, Oak Ridge's population is not near what Kingsport is, so they do have more players. Some of their players are bigger than us. Some of them are stronger than us. But I don't know if they have the determination Oak Ridge has. I really like the chances this team has against a very good Dobyns-Bennett Indian team. This ought to be a great game, folks. Get your favorite drink and your snack and get ready for a great football game.
We're going to take a 90-second break. When we come back, we'll have kickoff live from Blankenship Field.
Spirit and Zero. I've never seen one of those.
Number 15.
Sprite's got a little cherry flavor in it, too.
Oh, really? Oh, cherry. I love cherry.
I haven't had this up the last little bit. Try it, see if you like it.
And number 78.
Man, thank you.
No calories. When I'm broadcasting, I like something called.
Yeah, that's really good. It is. My daughter drank Dr. Pepper cherry, and man, she had 3 left when she passed away. I've drank them already. Really?
I've heard those are good.
They are really. Let me get your. I got your drink. I don't want you to clip it out or something.
The Indians will kick off in the famous South Row.
That is really good, Alec.
Test, Brian. Test, Brian. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test.
Cherry lime. I like that, man. I really do. I'll be buying you some of those.
Thank you.
There you go. I didn't want to spill. You going to do offense or defense?
I'll do it real quick.
All right.
Did you see who's receiving?
Who?
We'll find out. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan have the call tonight as Oak Ridge will kick off to start this game. So we'll start with the defensive starting lineups. Up front, familiar faces and names. Defensive end number 52, King Sandoval. Nose tackle number 14, Tim Walters. Defensive end number 73, Dominic Vasquez. Linebackers, Caden Stewart, JT Gormley, Amani Bishop, and I believe it'll actually be Woody getting the start at lineup in place of JT Gormley, excuse me. Cornerback, Zayden Williams. Safeties, Wayne Gibson and Tyree Porter, along with Quavez Williams, and then the other cornerback on the opposite side, Jarrell Williams. Specialists, Cage Pellegrin will be the long snapper. Adam Washington will be the holder. And then, of course, the all-familiar Eli Pearson will be kicking and punting tonight. Eli Pearson is on to kick. Number 15 for the Wildcats has his back towards Jackson Square. Oak Ridge dressing out in their cardinal and gray traditional uniforms. One of the prettier scenes in sports as the sun sets behind the press box here at Jack Armstrong Stadium and Blankenship Field. Here's the approach, here's the kick, and there's no question about this one. It's in the end zone. Mike Sheehan, good start for the kicking unit. Now it's time for the defense to go and show us what they've been working on all week. 2 teams come into this ball game undefeated, both 3-0. Interestingly enough, Dobyns-Bennett has played 3 teams, all 3 from different states. I believe a team from Virginia. I believe they've played one from Asheville, North Carolina as well. They're perfect on the season. So are the Wildcats. This one should be a fun one.
Yeah, it ought to be very interesting. Much more closer than any games we played so far this year. It looks to be a good one here on Blankenship. The weather could not be any more beautiful. A little bit warm, but it'll cool off here directly. And this is a great night in football. The Oak Ridge Wildcats and the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett Indian.
Tate Werke, the quarterback, is going to give off to his running back. A little gain off the right side. That's Kedrick Harris, the 5'8", 140-pound running back. I'd give him a few more pounds than 158. or 145, but that's what they list him as, so we'll go with that. You know, Harris, if folks got a chance, or didn't get a chance rather, to listen to the Crunch Time show on Wednesdays, you can listen to that every Wednesday. You can go down and watch it at Pizza Inn. We talked to Coach Rang this Wednesday, Mike, and he talked about Wernke, the quarterback. He's only 5'11". He said you won't be impressed by him when you see him physically. There's nothing that crazy stands out, but he just has a knack, Coach Rang says, for making plays. He said if it's 3rd and 3, he might run for 6. If it's 3rd and 5, he might pass for 7. He's just kind of a gamer, and so I'm interested to see him play. 4 seconds into this game, we've had some clock issues already. This is a televised game, and so we appreciate you watching us, but because of that, there may be some extra stops. So 2nd and 7. Play clock resumes here. Defensive line shifts to the left for the Wildcats. Man in motion. It's going to be the quarterback on the keeper. That's Wernke. He is hit and dropped immediately by Quavez Williams after a gain of 3. Mike, it brings up 3rd and a long 4 here on the opening series for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
Great tackle by Quavez that time. He went right between the tackles and made that stop, but not after. He got a gain of about 6. So good running for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians on that particular play. Quavez made a great play.
Dobyns-Bennett in their traditional cardinal and white as well. 3 receivers split to the right. 1 comes in motion. Now there's 2 receivers left. 1 man in the backfield for the quarterback, Wernke. Here's the snap. Wernke looking left. Going to throw a deep out, and it's incomplete. Just out of the outstretched arms of Jalen Thomas, who was running an out route past the sticks, but it's an incomplete pass, and Oak Ridge's defense shows that they're stout on the opening drive. It was Quavez Williams on the coverage. Mike, hard to beat that start.
Yeah, Quavez broke that up again, David. 4th down now, and Kingsport's going to have to punt the ball. Back deep for the Wildcat. Number 8, Demillion Porter.
And it looks like to kick it will be, I'm trying to get his number. It is Lofton Fuller. Coach Rang said this is a typical Dobyns-Bennett team. They are good on the special teams. Jimerson's going to see it bounce at the 40. Nothing but white jerseys around him, so he lets it roll. And unfortunately for Oak Ridge, it takes a Dobyns-Bennett roll down to the 28-yard line. That's where Oak Ridge will take over 1st and 10 when we come back from this 60-second timeout. I took a 60. I should have taken a 30. Oh well.
I thought number 8 was number 9.
It's hard to look when you're, because all you can see is the shoulder pad. That's fine. We're not live on the radio, but we'll go ahead and call this play anyways. Man in motion, right to left. That's Jimerson. 1 lone man in the backfield in the shotgun formation next to Blaine Stansberry. That's Porter. Porter gets the give left across the 30, up to the 35, bulls a man out of the way, gets it up to the 37 before he's knocked out of bounds by a Dobyns-Bennett Indian. It looked like that was number 5, Noah Raines, a 6-foot, 170-pound wide receiver. While we've got a second, we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups for Oak Ridge's offense. Left to right up front, left tackle Jared Bafford, Elijah Young, Caden Chipman, Torrey Holt, who we interviewed Wednesday, and Nate Stevens, the right tackle. Blaine Stansberry, the quarterback, of course. He's dropping back. Got a lot of time. Nowhere to go with it. He's going to finally flip a pass to Malik Howard. It's caught up at the 47-yard line, and that's good enough for a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. So Malik Howard, obviously, he's a starting tight end. Running back, Demillion Porter. Wide receivers, Adam Washington, Jarrell Jimerson, and Will Presley. So 1st and 10, it's a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as they're moving right to left from the press box as we see it. That means they're moving from Jackson Square northward. Nearly at midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 47. Blaine Stansberry drops back, nowhere to go with it. He's going to flip it out to Porter on the side. Makes one man miss, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be wrestled out after about a gain of 4, almost 5. So Demillion Porter makes something out of nothing. If he didn't make that first man miss, Mike, there's no gain.
Yeah, there was 4 guys right there getting ready to tackle him. He made 2 of them miss, but the other 2 managed to tackle him. But not before he got 5 yards on that. Good run, good shoulder pad leverage by Demillion Porter to get that 5 yards.
2nd and 5 from the Dobyns-Bennett 48-yard line as the Wildcats advance the sticks a couple of plays ago, and they get into enemy territory for the first time here on this first drive. Here's a quick flip out to Jimerson, gets it in the backfield, crosses the 50, 45, there's a first down, 40, 35, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets down to the 33-yard line. That's another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down. Mike, as we look at these two offenses, Oak Ridge is the offense with the higher chance really of making big splash plays, but early on Oak Ridge has been, really haven't gone downfield much, but they're still moving the ball.
They certainly are right now, a little chunk at a time. That's the way I like to see it. Good running. They're using it both the right side of the field, left side of the field, the middle of the field, mixing up plays against the Indians.
10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down, gives the Wildcats one tight end left, 3 receivers bunched right. That's the wide side of the field as the ball is on the left hash mark. Blaine is going to look towards Malik Howard. It's an easy pitch and catch down to the 15, 14. Let's see where they mark him out. They're going to spot it right at the 14. So it's another 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down for the Wildcats, and they are in business, and they are in business quickly. Blaine Stansberry to Malik Howard for a first down.
Yeah, Blaine Stansberry did a great job of getting rid of that ball. Weston Gridley from the Indians was right in his face. He threw a great pass. Malik made a great catch. Another big first down all the way down. First and goal at the 14.
8:46 to go in the first quarter. Man in motion right to left. Stansberry, give up the middle to Porter. He's got to make one man miss, can't make another, and he's going to be wrestled down. A heck of an effort. Results in a loss of 1, but Mike, he saw 2 or 3 jerseys in the backfield as soon as he touched the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. They stunted that time, Alec. The linebacker did. He got in there very quickly, ran right into DeMillion right as he got the ball, but DeMillion managed to spin off, and he managed to only lose 1 yard on that play. That was a good defensive play by the Indians. As
I'm looking at both sides of the line of scrimmage, Mike, a lot of guys with hands on their hips. It's not a incredibly warm night, but it is warm, a little bit humid, especially here in the first part of the game. Hopefully we've got to the point of the season where cramps won't be quite the issue. 2nd and 11 from the 15. Stansberry looks a deep shot to the end zone. Can't be caught by Malik Howard. It went in and out of his hands as there was a guy all over him, and there's a reason that there's laundry on the field. That's a pass interference, and that's going to be, say it, Mike, a 10 bank of
first down for the Wildcat.
We'll have to see exactly where they spot this. I would assume it would be half the distance.
That penalty was on Zabian Goodwin, 5'9", 169-pound defensive back. He tripped Malik Howard on that particular play. Easy to see.
So I spoke incorrectly. It looks like they're not going to change it back to first down. It will remain 2nd down, so they'll replay 2nd down, but they get about an 8-yard step off, so they'll call it a 7.5-yard step off, so it's half the distance, but it won't result in a first down. So it's 2nd down, 3 yards to go, ball at the Dobyns-Bennett 7. Direct snap to Porter. Catches it, goes across the 5, tries to run one man over, he can't. He's on the ground, so is the ball, but the official right there, Johnny on the spot, says he was on the ground before the ball came out. So the Wildcats will move the chains. It's a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down, and it's 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Thank goodness the official ruled that dead on. I think actually what happened was the ground caused the fumble. So Wildcats maintained possession. Now it's 1st and goal on the 4.
Wildcats sub in, Gerber and Tim Walters, as this is their tight formation. Will Presley, the lone wide receiver, he's got one-on-one coverage, a definite advantage on that side, but it looks like Oak Ridge is going to run the ball straight between the tackles, and DeMillion gets a couple, but they spotted that at the 4, so they're going to say that he got to about the 2.5, we'll call it the 3, for a gain of 1. So with 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, DeMillion, Porter runs it for a yard, and it's 2nd and goal from the 3. Wildcats looking to punch it in here on their first drive of the ball game.
Luke Brandon there on the stop for the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett Indians. Wildcats knocking on the goal line.
Good crowd tonight. Really good student section. It's toga night, apparently.
Obviously.
Here's a snap, here's the give, and there's Demillion Porter. No! He gets to the end zone.
He fumbled it.
The ball popped out as Demillion crossed. I thought he went in, but they're going to say that ball came out after or right before he crossed the plane. So twice on that drive near the goal line, the ball hits the ground. The first time they say Oak Ridge was down. That time, not crossing the goal line, they put a helmet on the ball, and it's a perfect placement for that hit. And it looked like for Dobyns-Bennett, it was Corday Moore, the 5'10 defensive lineman, a senior. So they will take over, holding Oak Ridge scoreless. It's 0-0 with 6:23 here in the first quarter. Dobyns-Bennett takes over after the turnover at their own 1 yard line. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back. Wildcats on defense after this. That's one at the next level. You'd replay that. I thought he was in, but it was close.
I thought he was in too. Well, fumbled on the one. You know they're sick of that.
The Wildcat football bases would like to thank Dobyns-Bennett for feeding the Cats an organized game. Thank you, Dobyns-Bennett, for your continued support.
When did they start that drive at? When they started that drive?
28, I think. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with you. Mark and Shauna Haste doing our camera work. David Clary executively producing tonight's ball game. And Brian Bennett back at the studio. We've got Matthew Charles doing sideline camera. David, Caleb, Grayson, Jake's doing top camera for the first time tonight. We'll hear from him a little later on. And then, of course, Connor up top doing scoreboard. So if you're watching on YouTube and appreciate having the score and the running clock, thank David Clary. Let him know that we were appreciative for that as we get ready to start things off here. Second drive of the game. Both teams have had a drive. Oak Ridge's defense had a 3-and-out to start the game. The Wildcats looked really good, got it down to the 1 yard line where they fumbled. So there's no score here with 6:23 to play in the opening quarter. Dobyns-Bennett from the shotgun at their own 1 yard line. Never a fan of this. And there's a flag immediately. Play clock was not down very low. It could be motion. The good news is for Dobyns-Bennett, if it's on you, you can't really move backwards. It was a false start, so they'll move from the 1 yard line to the half-yard line. Mike, with Oak Ridge's defensive line and their ability to penetrate, I would not be in the shotgun if I was Dobyns-Bennett. Perhaps their thought is they're not even going to try to run it. They're going to try to get just a quick flip out. We'll see. They are going to hand it off up the middle. Man is in the end zone. He's hit. Put your hands above your head and clap. That's a safety. Yes, Wildcats go up 2-0, just like that, with 6:12 to go in the opening period.
That was a tremendous defensive stand. They stood him up just as they handed the ball off. He was standing in the end zone. About 5 Wildcats pounced on him all at one time. He did not stand a chance, Alec. And the Wildcats go up 2-0 with 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
I would love to give a shout out to whoever made that tackle, but the problem is there were so many red jerseys, I can't exactly do it. I will say the penetration came right up the gut, and I believe that's nose tackle Tim Walters. He may not have made the play, but he made the play if he didn't make the tackle. Tim Walters, what a play. It's 2-0 Wildcats. We're going to take a 60-second timeout and be back for kickoff where the Wildcats will receive.
Something to where you're getting the ball. Run it up the middle with 145
what do you think's going to happen? For Dobyns-Bennett, it will be Cooper McLean, the 5'8", 140-pound kicker. He's going to boot this one. It's a short, high kick fielded by Presley at the 21-yard line to the 25, 30, goes up left side, stutter steps to the 35, pushes his own man forward, and is finally shoved out of bounds at the 40 or so yard line. Let's see where they'll mark it. Right at the 40. So it's 1st and 10 Wildcats after the Will Presley return. They'll start the ball from their own 40-yard line.
Let me tell you a quick story Mark Hayes told me while you were out a while ago. Will Presley has played in 3 games. He caught 2 balls against Hall, both for touchdowns. At Clinton, he caught 4 balls, 2 for 2 touchdowns. Against Lenore City, he only caught 2 passes for 2 touchdowns. You talk about a big play, really quick, great wideout. Preston is one of the best.
He's committed to the University of Miami, Ohio. Here's another good athlete for the Wildcats. That's Demillion Porter. He's going to take this one up the gut for right at 10 yards. Will they move it? They will. Tin-Bank of Oak Ridge first down as the ball is spotted at the left hash right at the 50-yard line. Oak Ridge moving quickly now. Malik Howard at the tight end position to the right side. He's got 2 receivers out that way, Jimerson and Will Presley. Demillion Porter to the left of Blaine Stansberry. Adam Washington, the lone receiver, out left to the near sideline. After they nearly get a Dobyns-Bennett lineman to jump, everybody looks to the left. Sees Coach Branson signaling in the play. And we'll get back to action. 5:20 to go here. It's 2-0 Wildcats after the safety ended Dobyns-Bennett's last drive. Here's to Porter on the left side across the 40. What a jump cut to the 40. 35-30 and tackled down at the 28-yard line. Demillion Porter, his ability to see cuts before they're there and then cut on time really separates him from a lot of other guys at this level.
He certainly did. He got into the secondary, and he jumped right over the top of one of the linebackers and got an extra 5 yards, moving the ball all the way down now to about the, 34-yard line.
They're going to call it officially the 29.
Yeah.
And I like Coach Ring there going back to the well with Demillion Porter. He's your most talented back, one of your best weapons, and he had a fumble at the end of that drive, but they're not scared to go back to him and get his confidence back. Here's a snap. Stansberry rolls right, aims it towards Presley. I don't know if he was actually trying to complete that or just kind of making it look good and throwing the ball away. There wasn't much room there, and the right decision to not take a sack there and just throw that one away.
Absolutely. Isaiah Bolden right there, Johnny on the spot, for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians to break that pass up. Will Presley didn't stand a chance on that.
Mike, if you look at the way this game has played out so far, Dobyns-Bennett may not have quite the elite athletes that we're used to seeing over the decades that we've watched this team play, but their strength appears to be up front. That's what I was told, and looking at the size, it would appear that way. Oak Ridge's offense and defensive line, they're winning the battle right now, though. Exactly,
but depth, too. They got a lot more depth than the Wildcats.
Here's Porter, left side across the 25 and pushed out of bounds at the 24-yard line. That will bring up 3rd and 4 from the 23-yard line. They need to get to the 19 to move the sticks. They are approaching probably on the border right now of Eli Pearson territory. They're up 2-0 with 4:23 to go here in the first quarter. Stansberry calls out his signals. Got one lone man to the left. That's Washington to the near hash. The far hash, they've got 3 wideouts. They're going to toss it that way. That's Malik Howard. He's got enough for the first down and a few more. Malik Howard moves the sticks, and it's a Tin-Bank of Oak Ridge first down to the 16-yard line. Malik Howard right now, it doesn't look like they have anybody that can cover him.
No, and Blaine Stansberry's right on target, too. Blaine's throwing the ball very well. Great velocity, great speed on the ball, great concentration by Malik Howard. Watch that ball into his hands. Another Tin-Bank first down for the Wildcat.
1st and 10 at the 16. Wildcats threatening to score again inside the red zone here. Dobyns-Bennett reeling on defense. Fake to Porter. Stansberry floats a pass up for Malik. It's there, and it's nearly intercepted. Malik and the cornerback got into a nice little duel there in the end zone, and both kind of had some words for each other. It was a nice play by Zayden Hayes, and Hayes, I will say this, Hayes approached Howard first, but then Malik, it looked like, kind of went towards him. I'm assuming both parties may have said some words. There's a flag. We'll see who this is on.
Hopefully it may be an offsetting penalty. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we've seen that earlier in the year where it's kind of looks like both guys, and they just kind of do that as kind of a warning. We'll see what it is here. Oak Ridge thinks it's on Dobyns-Bennett. We'll see. They're marking it. They're marking it off. So it is against Hayes. So that is an unsportsmanlike conduct. So good job, Malik, refraining from getting one. That's half the distance from the goal. It will not result in a first down. It will result, however, in a second and only 2. As the ball is now at the 9, they only need to get to the 7 to move the sticks. 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. Wildcats up 2-0. Wildcats got a safety at the end of last drive. Dobyns-Bennett was forced to kick off, and the Wildcats have moved the ball right down the field. Left hash is where the ball's at. Ball at the Dobyns-Bennett 9. Handoff left side to Porter. He makes a couple of guys miss and dives down to the 6-yard line. That's good enough for a 10-bank of Oak Ridge first down, and it's first and goal Wildcats from the 6-yard line.
Good run that time. You know, he had good blocking up front, but boy, once he got by that, as Rowan really got tough, Dobyns had to really grind hard to get what he did. But he got another first down the 6-yard line. We got 4 chances. So I like the way this is going. We just got to hold on to the ball and don't make any more mistakes.
And the way Oak Ridge is blocking up front, I think, you know, even though you got the mistake earlier, I think I'd keep it in 8's hands right here. He's kind of having his way, and so is this offensive line. Man in motion, that's Jimerson. Give up the middle to Porter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the end zone. Celebrate DeMillion. 6 points for the Wildcats. That's a touchdown. A class of 1989 touchdown Wildcats. And it's 8-0 as Eli Pearson trots on for the extra point.
Great blocking up front. What a push, Alec. They just pushed those guys back. Then DeMillion hit the hole, dancing around, and pushed his way into the end zone. Wildcats go up 8-0.
It will be Gage Pellegrin to snap, Adam Washington to hold. Here's Pearson. The approach, the kick, a thing of beauty. It's 9-0 Wildcats in a 2-possession game with 2:53 left to go here in the opening quarter as we send it to break for 60 seconds. We'll be back after this.
Wildcat football boosters would like to thank Wick Services for helping us pack the ship tonight. Thank you, Wick Services, for your continued support for Oak Ridge football. Now let's roll Wildcat roll.
Will Prinkley hasn't even caught a big pass yet. This game's just getting started. The Wildcats are looking good.
Eli Pearson to kick off for the Wildcats. He's to the Indians. Number 0, Davian Goodwin. And number 17, Jalen Thomas.
Here's Pearson with the approach. The kickoff is going to be into the end zone. As we welcome back our radio listeners on 92.7, you can catch us on 94.7 as well. 92.7 seems to be a really good station for signal-wise if you're in the Blankenship Field area here in Oak Ridge. As we're also over on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search Prep Radio Oak Ridge, and then click on the channel, and you'll see we're live every Friday night, home or away, as it's 9-0 here after that class of 1989 touchdown run by DeMillion Porter. Oak Ridge got a safety earlier, so that's how you get to 9 with 2:53 to go here in the first. Here's Warnke from the shotgun for Dobyns-Bennett. Handoff up the middle. That actually goes left side. It's number 8 who's going to be shoved out of bounds, but not before he crosses the first down line. That's Emmett Starnes. I'd say, Mike, if you're going to be a running back Emmett's a pretty good name to have.
No doubt about it. And this Starnes young man looked very powerful on that run that time, Alec. As they got a big gainer, I don't think they got a first down. What, are they calling this back? There's a penalty, looks to me like. I see the flag now. There is a penalty.
There's a
looks
flag.
like it's against Dobyns-Bennett, Alec.
It is going to be a hold against Dobyns-Bennett. Good eye, Mike. And it was before, at a spot before the runner had crossed the first down marker, so it will negate the first down run. Let's see where they move it back to. It won't be a full 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage because it was about 4 yards downfield. So I'm not going to do the math. I'll let Mr. Burney over there running the clock do it for me. First and 16 from the 14-yard line. They need to get to the 30. 2 receivers right, 3 receivers now right as one goes in motion. Lone man to the left towards the Dobyns-Bennett sideline. Fake up the middle, staring down the receiver on the left. Jimerson's all over him, and that's going to be in and out of his hands. Brings up 2nd and 16 from the 14. Clock stops at 2:41 here in the first.
Wildcat defense really putting pressure again on that quarterback, making him rush that throw. Threw it a little bit too low that time, and DB's going to have to go another down, 2nd and 16 now for the Indians.
And getting these guys in obvious passing situations is obviously a good thing. Linebackers, you've got Amonte Bishop out there, Blake Woody at middle linebacker, and then Caden Stewart at outside linebacker. Here's the handoff, up the middle that time to Starnes. He's going to push forward for only a gain of 3, but there's a late flag. Where that flag came in, the timing of it, unfortunately, that makes me think it could be a face mask because he was kind of tied up and wasn't going down easily. We'll see. Maybe it could be a hold. But they're looking towards the Dobyns-Bennett side. I think it is going to be against the Wildcats. We'll see. Here's the call. Veteran officiating crew here tonight at Blankenship Field. Personal foul is the call. Face mask against the Wildcats. Let's see if that moves the sticks. Unfortunately, they needed 16. He had already picked up more than a yard, so that will move at the end of the run. It will move the ball far enough downfield for a first down. It's tough to get a team in 2nd and 16, Mike, and see them move the chains by your own doing. That's a frustrating one. So 1st and 10 Dobyns-Bennett from the 32-yard line. Straight drop back from the quarterback. Warnke throwing it down. Receivers there, incomplete, and a late flag from the official right next to the Dobyns-Bennett sideline is going to get Jimerson for a pass interference. Maybe it was there. It wasn't blatant, but perhaps it was there. It certainly probably doesn't help that official was probably hearing some things as he was going down the sideline right in front of Dobyns-Bennett.
A good 10, 15 yards behind the play. I think Jimerson and him actually got tangled up.
So that'll move the sticks for Dobyns-Bennett. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Dobyns-Bennett 48 as the Indians now have their best field position they've had all night. They've not crossed midfield. Warnke keeps it, and he's not going to cross it here. He's blasted behind the line of scrimmage by Jimerson before he reached the out-of-bounds line. That was a run, and it's going to be a loss of 1 if it stands. There is a penalty on the play. Boy, more laundry on the last 5 plays than we've seen all game. There's a holding going to be called against Dobyns-Bennett. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And we'll see exactly where they mark this one. 2:09 to go here in the opening quarter. Mike, we flew through the start of this, and now it's starting to drag a little bit.
Yeah, really.
They're going to mark the ball.
All these flags, the clock stops when they march off all these yardage. Now, DB's back in their own territory again.
It's 1st and 20 from the Dobyns-Bennett 38-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the shotgun. They fake it to him, pass it across the middle to the tight end. He's going to be wrapped up, inching closer towards that original line of scrimmage, up at the 46. The original line of scrimmage was at the 48, so it will be 2nd down and 12. Again, they need to get to the Wildcat 47. Ball currently at the Indian 46.
starting to move the ball a little bit on the Wildcat defense. The penalties are killing the Indians for sure and helping the Wildcat.
Two receivers split to either side for Warnke. Running back to his right hip. Ball right in the middle of the field between the hashes. Warnke under pressure. Vasquez nearly gets him. Amani Bishop nearly gets him. He's going to throw a deep one behind the trailing Wayne Gibson. Too far for him to make a play on it. Just kind of a throwaway ball there from Warnke, and that falls harmlessly to the turf way down at the 5. So you see he's got a pretty good arm, but fortunately for Oak Ridge, it's incomplete, and it brings up 3rd and 12 with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Again, 3rd and 12, ball on the Dobyns-Bennett 46. Dobyns-Bennett still has not moved the ball past midfield, trying to do so here in order to get a first down.
That time Nate was giving him a hard time, and Nate Stevens was right on the quarterback, and he made him throw that ball away. Good job by Nate Stevens.
5 wide receivers, no running backs in the backfield. Oak Ridge does not look like they're bringing pressure. Oak Ridge doesn't like what they see. Coach Rain calls a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds to Blankenship Field.
That's a good timeout.
Timeout, Oak Ridge.
Yeah, I'll say. We had a man on each one, but I don't think he would have had the first one he wanted.
Well, the way it looked, I don't think we were going to get much pressure. I think seeing that guy's arm, if you let him run around back there, I'd rather.
Overtime still left.
That was right in his face.
Recognize Union Hope Healthcare as a proud sponsor of Oak Ridge football this year. We'd also like to thank the 2025 season ticket sponsor, Oak Ridge Vision Center. The Vision Center is located at 1143 Oak Ridge Center. The Oak Ridge Vision Center was founded on a simple premise that if you provide good quality products surrounded by sincere and knowledgeable service, people will feel good about the work we've done. We welcome new patients and invite you to call for an appointment. We're confident that we will be glad you did. Third and 12.
5 wide again for the Indians from the shotgun. Here's Warnke. He's got heat on him. That's Walters forcing him out to the side. He does complete the pass, but because of that pressure, Mike, he had to get it away early, and he could only find the guy that was well short of the sticks. They get a completion of about 7. They needed 12. It brings up 4th and 6 from the Oak Ridge 48-yard line. An interesting decision coming up here for Dobyns-Bennett. They keep the offense on the field here as they finally cross the midfield marker with 40 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. 4th and 6, 33 seconds, the clock is wound. 5 wide, 3 to the right, 2 to the left for Dobyns-Bennett's quarterback Warnke. Here's the snap, pressure early. He's got some space, he steps up in the pocket, fires one across the middle, and that's a first down, Indians. Jackson Sensabaugh, who's, I believe, related, perhaps the son of Gerald Sensabaugh, who I know at one point was living and coaching up in the Tri-Cities area. If that name sounds familiar, I believe he played for the Cowboys, an NFL guy. That was Jackson Sensabaugh, the 6-foot junior wideout. Just a nice play.
Yeah, Levi Chappell threw a really good ball. He really got rushed a little bit, broke out of the tackle.
We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have second quarter action. 9-0 your score as we head to the second.
No, don't worry about it, man. I didn't see that. You're okay. You're fine. We're working together.
We'd like to thank Wake Services for sponsoring 100 visits to the Packer ship tonight. Sponsoring.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Insurance Group and Oak Ridge for all the personal or business insurance needs. Thanks to Hawks Insurance Group and all our scoreboard sponsors.
Can you hear it? Okay.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with you as David Clary is executively producing tonight's game. Brian Bennett back in the studio. Mark and Shauna Hayes taking care of the stats tonight. As Oak Ridge begins the second quarter, leading this one 9-0. Dobyns-Bennett does have the ball from the Wildcat 33-yard line. Into Wildcat territory for the first time tonight, trying to make this drive worth it. Hand off up the middle to Starnes. He's got 5. He's got 8, 9. They're going to call it 8. He jump over a defender. So I've seen 2 carries from Starnes, and I think right away it's pretty obvious to say he's their best back.
Absolutely. Tobias Waters there on the tackle for the Wildcats. You had to get him from behind, but Tobias drug him down, not before he got 8 yards on that carry.
2nd and 2 from the Wildcat 25. Dobyns-Bennett inching ever closer to red zone territory here as the clock did not start. As that should have been, we should be about 30 seconds or so into the second quarter. The clock never started. You know, Mike, I think if you're Oak Ridge, just suggest let's just redo that play. It didn't count. Clock didn't start.
It'd be sweet to have that happen, but I don't think so. As they are discussing with the clock operator and all the head officials about what transpired on that play, because no time ran off the clock, and I hate to break it to them, but that's virtually impossible.
Oak Ridge Athletic Director, man familiar with these sidelines of Blankenship Field, Joe Gaddis down there, making sure things are getting straightened out. They stand at the 30 right in front of Coach Bam, one of the assistant coaches for Oak Ridge. Coach Rangs has his hand on his hips. Looks like he's eager to get this thing going. And it may not be that they're trying to figure out how much time should be. It may be an issue where they're just trying to get the thing to work, period. Obviously a new scoreboard, there's new technology. Don't know if that has anything to do or if it could be human error or something else.
Very long discussion here. We're about to get official ruling right now.
David Clary probably thinking, you know, we could have taken another commercial break right here, but Alex decided to keep it here. We didn't know how long that was going to be, so the official is going to point to another referee and say that he is going to keep the clock manually on the field. So unfortunately for Connor to my left, who is trying to do the scoreboard and the clock, he's going to be left trying to guess. We'll see. So we'll give you the time when we know it, but what we do know is we just started the second quarter. There was one play gone, no time off the clock. Probably about 11:40 to go here as they do wind the clock. Dobyns-Bennett has it 2nd and 10 from the Oak Ridge 25. Here's the snap. Here's the give right side. Starnes into red zone territory as he crosses down to the 19-yard line where he's tackled, and that's 1st and 10 for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians from the Oak Ridge 19-yard line. Tyree Porter comes up from his safety position to make the tackle.
Yeah, the Wildcats, you know, they're playing good defense. I'll tell you that running back Stewart is really a great runner for the Indians, and they are now inside the 20-yard line right at the 19, 1st and 10. Wildcats up 9-0 here early in the second quarter.
No receivers left. 4 to the right if you count the H-back. Here's the handoff. Starnes for the 4th carry in a row. And again, for the 4th time in a row, he's going to get positive yardage. He's going to get 6, nearly 7 yards. We'll call it 7, down to the 12-yard line. They only need to reach the Wildcat 9 for a first down. So it brings up 2nd and 3 from the 12. And again, we apologize if you're joining us late. The clock is not working correctly. So nobody in the stadium, it's not just you all at home who don't know the time. Usually you can blame me. Tonight, we just have to blame technology, as the only guys that know it is the official down on the field. I'm sure he's communicating from time to time with the coaches. 2nd and 3 upcoming. Quarterback Warnke. Handoff right side to Starnes. Amani Bishop there and wraps him up. Bishop, Walters, Stevens, Vasquez, a host of Wildcats there, including Caden Stewart, to ensure that he finally does not get positive yardage.
Amani Bishop, they're also there on the stop. Let's not forget him. He was in the fray also that time, Alec.
They're going to say that he actually lost a yard that time, so it brings up a little bit better position. 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats, or for Dobyns-Bennett. Wildcats defending, trying to keep them out of a 1st and goal situation if they can get a stop here. It's 3rd and 4 from the 13. Here's Warnke. Fakes a quick pitch left. He's got some running room. Quavez Williams in pursuit along with Jemerson, and they force him out of bounds without actually touching him, which is smart because they don't get a late hit penalty. He ran out before he crossed the sticks. They're going to say he ran out right at the line of scrimmage, which brings up 4th and 4, Mike. Big opportunity for the Wildcats as Dobyns-Bennett's going to keep their offense on the field.
Oh, of course they will. They only got 4 yards to go down here knocking on the goal line. Ball is on resting on the 13. Wildcats really need to bow up right here. They got one more chance than the Indians do. The Wildcats need to stop them right here.
Big Luke Brandon in, the 6'1.5", 219-pound junior tight end / linebacker. He's got the cowboy collar, and he's in there to do some damage. Here comes Dobyns-Bennett. Snap, fake. They're going to roll a man right. They've got a guy wide open. That's the tight end we just called, and he's nowhere to be found. He was open, Mike. He got behind the Oak Ridge defense. That was Luke Brandon, who we just mentioned. But, Mike, the ball was way too high for him.
Yeah, it was. The quarterback got a little excited. The ball sailed on him and right out of bounds. And the Wildcats are going to retain possession on the 13-yard line. Here with who knows how much time left here in the 2nd quarter. Wildcats up 9-0.
Approximately, probably about 10 or so minutes. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we'll have more 2nd quarter action from Blankenship.
Oak Ridge Pharmacy is located with the local pharmacy dedicated to your family health. It's located at 854 Main Street West. You can purchase general admission tickets for home games this week, Tuesdays through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's the Oak Ridge High School Athletics or Pharmacy. It's located and dedicated to your family health.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with us doing color commentary. We appreciate you, Mike, and your, how many years is this for you?
32.
32. I know we love saying this to make David Clary feel old. He's executively producing tonight's game. Bryant Bennett doing things in the studio. We appreciate him. Mark and Shauna Haste doing the stats for us. You've done it 32 years. I'm 31 and have now done it, I think this is my 16th year being involved in some capacity. Now, there were some college years where I was only helping a game or two, but now I believe more than half my life I've been a part of the prep radio crew. So,
I, for one, am glad you're here.
Well, there's one, and nobody else in the audience has a microphone, so I'll count that as a unanimous voice, Mike, whether it's true or not. Here we go. We got a little bit longer breaks than normal because it is a TV game, but we appreciate you hanging in there with us on FM 92.7, or if you're watching on YouTube, on the Prep Radio channel. It is 1st and 10 after the 4th down stop. Wildcats have not surrendered a point. It's 9-0. Their defense also got a safety early in that 4th quarter. And here's a quick pitch over to the right side. That's a pass to Will Presley at the 30. 40, there's a flag down, and he's wrestled out near the 45. I think they're going to get Oak Ridge with a block in the back or a hold back near the line of scrimmage. Malik Howard and Jarrell Jimerson were there, and Malik Howard looks like he's questioning, so perhaps it was on him. I'm not sure who it was on.
But I'm not sure. I
But
want to go with you. But Will Presley is so impressive. When he gets the ball in his hand, he makes so many people miss. And, man, he's off to the races there for just a good 20-yard burst. But it's coming back.
Well, you mentioned Will's scored almost every time he's touched the ball, so maybe he's happy because since he didn't score, that might have messed up his average, Mike.
Yeah, right.
In all seriousness,
I couldn't
though,
believe that statistic.
the good news is it happened downfield, so it's still first down. They'll replay first down, but it's actually 1st and 6. So here's Porter with the give. He's not going to get first down yardage, but he is going to get a couple, making it 2nd and 4. Actually, they're going to say he got 3, making it 2nd and 3. Ball on the 20-yard line. They need to get it to the 23 to advance the sticks.
Jared Bafford that time was doing a pancake block on one of the linebackers for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians. That hurt.
Stansberry trips to the right, handoff left side Porter. Goes a ways. That's a strong side of the field, though. They got a lot of green grass over there, and he gets up near the first down. And Mike Sheehan, what do we have?
Another 10-bank first down for DeMillion Porter. Really determined run that time. Pretty good defense by the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, but not enough to keep DeMillion from getting a badly needed first down. Moving the ball all the way out to the 24-yard line now. They've got their back off the goal line now, Alec.
3 receivers right, 1 to the left. They're going to get it out to Presley. Here's the same screen play earlier. Howard and Jimerson blocking out there for him. Not a ton of room, though, but Presley does move the ball forward for about 5. It will be 2nd and 5 from the 29-yard line.
Dalen Thomas there on the defense for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians. They had Will pretty well hemmed in. Couldn't really get a whole lot, but he did manage to pick up 5.
As I look down at the Oak Ridge stands here on the home side of Jack Armstrong Stadium, Mike, a lot of times when you get down there towards the band, there's some empty seats. Quite a big crowd here.
Yeah.
And why not? What else you got going on a Friday night other than be the best spot in town at Blankenship Field? Quick pitch on first down to Porter. Not got a lot of room there. Excuse me, it was 2nd down. He's going to get about a yard. It was a really hard-earned yard as he got wrapped up and blasted in the backfield, but you're going to say forward progress gave him 1. So that brings up 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Again, apologies about the time. We're not giving you the time. The time is being kept by the official on the field, so no one in the stadium knows the exact time. We're probably approaching midway through the 2nd quarter here with Oak Ridge leading 9-0 after a safety and a touchdown in the 1st quarter. 3rd and 4 from the 30. 2 receivers left. That's Jimerson and Presley. 1 to the right. That's Washington. Howard in the backfield along with Porter. Here's a throw into traffic. It's intercepted by Dobyns-Bennett to the 30. They're trying to make a run for it at the 25, and Jimerson makes a diving shoestring tackle to bring down Zayden Hayes, the senior defensive back who intercepted that. And Mike, there's just a lot of white jerseys, a lot of traffic there, and there wasn't enough room to get that ball in.
No, he tried to slip it in one too many times, and the defense came up big. Zayden Hayes jumped right in front of the intended receiver, Jarrell Jimerson, and the Indians take over possession now. They've got it 1st and 10 on their own 23. Wildcats leading 9-0 midway here through the 2nd quarter.
As, like you said, 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 28. Best starting field position of the ball game, obviously, for Dobyns-Bennett.
23.
Power formation. for this Indian offense. They're going to roll the quarterback right. A lot of crossing action. They're going to throw back to the left. Receiver's there at the goal line. He's caught it, and Jimerson is there to make the tackle along with Zayden Williams. Excuse me, that's Pendergrass and Williams. They complete the pass, and they're going to bring the receiver down at the 3-yard line, and that was Jalen Thomas there. Nice play from him on the throw from Tate Wernke. Wernke just had all day to throw back there. One of the first times he has not been pressured, and Mike, it paid off.
It certainly did. And he threw a perfect pass to Jalen, and now it brings up first down and 3.
Here's Wernke on the quarterback keeper. A lot of motion in the backfield, but he's the one who ends up with it, and he's the one who crosses the goal line to give Dobyns-Bennett, their first points of the evening. And just like that, it's back to a one-possession game. It's 9-6 Oak Ridge, as Dobyns-Bennett is going to send in the special teams unit for the extra point attempt.
Yeah, that was just a really powerful run that time by the quarterback. He weaved his way into the end zone and put the Indians on the board as the kicker is getting ready to kick the extra point. That is Cooper McLean.
McLean hits it, and it's 9-7 now. The lead draws thinner for the Wildcats as we head to a 60-second timeout. We'll be back after this.
Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic of Oak Ridge is the official sports medicine provider for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. For more information or to schedule an appointment, please call their office or visit their website at www.coortho.com. Super McLean, the kickoff for the Indians. These are Wildcats, Jarrell Jimerson.
Blankenship High School, as we're set for kickoff, this one is a long kick. They're going to be fielded at the 2-yard line by Preston. Jimerson out blocking the front. Stutter steps to the 15, and Preston's going to be brought down at the 17-yard line. So dangerous return tandem back there in Jimerson and Presley. Dobyns-Bennett does an excellent job getting them down. It was Hudson Clayball on the tackle for Dobyns-Bennett, and it's 1st and 10 from that spot. 17 for Oak Ridge. Now the Wildcat offense has not had a lot of pressure on them, but now momentum shifted a little bit here. It was all Wildcats in the first. They got up 9-0. They had a safety and a touchdown. Really should have had 2 touchdowns, but there was a fumble at the goal line that would have prevented them from going up even more. Dobyns-Bennett responds there. They get 7 on the board, and it's a 2-point Wildcat lead. You know, for the time, probably around 5 minutes or so left here in the second quarter, as this drive starts from the 17, and DeMillion pushes it forward to the 20 for a first down run of 3. It's 9-7 Wildcats here as we get a little bit later here into the second quarter. Again, the clock is being kept on the field, so nobody in the stadium or in the press box knows exactly how much time is left. Three receivers right, 2 to the left, empty backfield for Stansberry. 2nd and 7. Stansberry, the wide side of the field is his right. He's going to look left. Quick out pass to Adam Washington, who's going to move the chains. He needed 7. He got 8. Adam Washington advances the sticks, and that's a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Great catch that time. Really got outside right just past the down marker and ran it in and hauled it in, for a 10 Bank first down, moving the ball out to the 33-yard line.
Oak Ridge taking their time getting this play in. Play clock still at 20 seconds. No need to rush here. Ball on the left hash. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Porter in the backfield. Stansberry's going to audible out of that one. Look to the right, see what Coach Rang has drawn up. As Rang and Coach Kevin McKeithen, the authors of this offense for Oak Ridge. It's going to be a quick rollout. Presley's there at the 32, and he's going to be met and dropped immediately, but not before a nice first down gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Ball at the Oak Ridge 32-yard line as Oak Ridge tries to respond here. Coming up late in the second quarter, leading it 9-7. They are headed towards Jackson Square, towards Dean's. Mike, I'd like to be headed towards Dean's right now, or maybe towards Big Ed's.
Yeah, especially towards Big Ed. Sounds like a plan to me. Right now, we're playing a great football game here at Blankenship Field. Wildcats up 9-7.
Deep drop for Stansberry. He's going to roll right. Find Jimerson to the 45, up to the 47, where he's shoved out of bounds, and that's a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. Jarrell Jimerson from Blaine Stansberry for a first down.
Jackson Sensabaugh there on the stop for the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett, not before the Wildcats get another big first down all the way out to the 47-yard line. Time ticking off here late in the second quarter. Wildcats clinging to a 2-point lead.
Two receivers right, or excuse me, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Going to fake the handoff to Porter. Stansberry under duress. He's going to be slung down to the Blankenship turf way back at the 35-yard line. It was 1st and 10 from the 47. It will be 2nd down upcoming from the 35. So 2nd and 22 yards upcoming for Oak Ridge. Not a lot of plays in the playbook, but at least you have a couple shots out of here. Mike, what happened up front?
Zabin Goodwin just broke the block, got off of it very quickly. Zayden got on top of Blaine before he could even throw the ball and threw him for a big, long loss. Now it brings up 2nd down and 22 to go.
Howard the H-back. Give right side to Porter. Nice cut. Going to run a man over, but be tackled after a gain of about 3. And so it's going to be 3rd and 19 for the Wildcats from their own 38-yard line. And now is the time of the game, Mike, where you start to wonder if you're Oak Ridge, depending on how much time's left, you might not be in a hurry because if it's getting under a couple of minutes, you don't want to leave Dobyns-Bennett with much time. But unfortunately, we don't know how much time's left because there's a clock malfunction and it's being kept on the field.
Well, this is an obvious passing down, though, Alex.
We'll see here as he does go back to pass. He's got a man. It's Malik Howard. He's got it for the first down and more. To the 40, down to the 37-yard line of Dobyns-Bennett. That's a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down, and the Wildcats are in business.
Wow, Blaine threw a tremendous low pass to Malik. Malik caught that ball right at his knees and got a huge first down.
Wildcats snap it. There's 12 men on the field for Dobyns-Bennett, but no flag. Porter says, I don't care. I'll move the sticks my own self. He gets it down past the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Wildcats signaling they've got to hurry. The clock is getting low. It's a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. We'll see. There's no flag on the field, but there is a whistle. Does Oak Ridge call a timeout, or are they stopping to say there should have been a flag? There most certainly should have been a flag, which would have stopped the clock and advanced the chains. Oak Ridge calls a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 30 seconds.
I'd say time's getting short. They got to get with it. That's what they call that timeout.
Can you put your headset on? I just have like no signal right now.
21 Heritage 13. Powell 20, Williams Run 8. Central 13, Campbell County nothing. Valley Central 14, Farragut nothing. Harrell 30, Cleveland nothing.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Oak Ridge leading 9-7. Time running down here in the second quarter as we're getting close to halftime, but no one knows the exact time as there's a clock malfunction and it's being kept on the field. All I know is Oak Ridge has a sense of urgency that tells me there's not a lot of time left. Up 9-7. First and 10 from the Dobyns-Bennett 22-yard line. Here comes the pass. Stansberry looks right. He's got DeMillion all alone at the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Wildcats draw up a beautiful play out of the timeout for 6 more points.
22-yard touchdown pass from Blaine Stansberry, Terrell Jefferson, and the Wildcats go back up 15-7.
Everybody was looking towards Will Presley and the left side of the field. There was only one problem, Mike Sheehan. The guy they needed to watch was all alone on the right. Wildcats go up 15-7, looking to make it a 9-point and a 2-possession game if Pearson can hit the extra point attempt. It's up, and of course, it's good. We'll be back in 60 seconds from Blankenship Field.
For everyone's information, we're having scoreboard problems. It's being kept on the field.
I know that's probably not your favorite thing, but I can't get him sick. Probably got about 10-15 seconds.
Eli Pearson to kick off for the Wildcats. Into the Indians, number 0, Dobyns Goodwin. Number 17, Jalen Thomas.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. After the Oak Ridge touchdown, it's 16-7 Wildcats. We're not sure how much time to play, but there's not much here before halftime. Back deep to receive for Dobyns-Bennett, number 0, Zabian Goodwin, and number 17, Jalen Thomas. As the officials get set, it will be Eli Pearson to kick.
And what a weapon this young man is. You know, if he keeps kicking touchbacks, they can't run the ball out, and that's a great thing for the Wildcats.
There's a TV timeout, so we'll take a 30-second timeout, and we'll come back after this.
I don't know what happened there.
The Wildcat football Breakers want to send a huge heartfelt thank you to the Oak Ridge High School cheer team, dance cats, and the Wild Band for bringing the perfect amount of pep to Blankenship Field this week. Our football team coaches and boosters truly appreciate the energy.
We'll try this again, Mike. We'll welcome you back to Blankenship Field, where Eli Pearson is set to kick. It's Goodwin and Thomas back deep to receive with their heels on the 1-yard line. Pearson's kick is going to be fieldable at the 2. That is Goodwin with it to the 10, to the 15, hops over a man and is put on the turf promptly at the 23-yard line. And that's where Dobyns-Bennett will start this drive. It was Liam Gerber, the 5'11", 182-pound sophomore. He is a stout-looking kid who looks like he's spent 3 or 4 years in a high school weight room. He's just a sophomore. We don't know how much time exactly is left. We know there's not much time. Could be a minute, could be 30 seconds, could be 2 minutes. But there's a clock operating issue, so nobody in the stadium outside of the officials themselves know the exact amount of time. The coaches may to start the drive, but as it gets going, everybody's kind of scratching their head. We'll try to keep you up to date as much as we can as Dobyns-Bennett starts this drive from their own 23-yard line, trailing 17-6 late in the second quarter. Warnke, the quarterback, 5 wide. Sends a man in motion left to right. He's looking right. Steps up in the pocket. Fires one across the middle. Woody misses the tackle. A couple other Wildcats do as well. Their receivers got first down yardage and more as he's finally going to be brought down by Porter and Zayden Williams at the 38-yard line. And Dobyns-Bennett's going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 30 seconds.
I bet they're running out of time.
It'd be nice if they could let Guy know.
Yeah,
instead of
really.
so often. So
Yeah,
Timeout, Indians.
that was earlier.
you already figured.
Yeah, thank you.
I just now saw it.
You're good. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. We did find out, David Clary, our executive producer tonight, was able to find out that there was less than a minute to go, about a minute to go at the kickoff. So we're somewhere under a minute, probably around 45 seconds or so, I would say now. It's 1st and 10 Indians from their own 38-yard line, trailing 16-7. They're going to fire a pass out right. It goes in and through the hands of Tyree Thomas, the big 6'2" target. But it's not the worst thing in the world if you're Dobyns-Bennett, Mike, because he was going to be tackled likely inbounds, and they were going to have to burn one of their timeouts. Dobyns-Bennett does have 2 timeouts remaining, approximately 40 seconds or so remaining here before half. Again, we don't have the exact time. The Wildcats lead at 17-6. Dobyns-Bennett trying to answer here before the break. 2nd and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Wildcats defensive backs playing up, safeties playing fairly close here, given the time. It's a pump fake right. Warnke's going to go deep. There's a play to be made. Porter goes up, and it's a battle for it. And I think Dobyns-Bennett, no, Porter comes out of there with the ball. No, Jarrell Jimerson is holding the ball. Jarrell Jimerson thinks he has an interception, and they're going to give Tyree Thomas, the big target, credit for the catch. The clock starts and then immediately stops as Dobyns-Bennett calls a timeout. Mike, we'll keep that one here just to discuss this because Coach Rang is understandably not happy. How can Oak Ridge's player go up for a jump ball, come to the ground and roll over and show the ball and it not be an interception?
I'd like to see that again. It's an awful close play, but apparently they ruled he hauled it in, but it looked to me like Jimerson intercepted the ball. But it looks like DB got the benefit of the doubt that time, Alex Myers. It brings up 1st and 10 on the 38 with very little time left here in the second quarter. Wildcats up 16-7.
Approximately, we're probably somewhere in the 30-second range here before half. Dobyns-Bennett down to their last timeout. They have one left. They went from last play, starting to play 2nd and 10 from their own 38 to now being 1st and 10 from the Oak Ridge 38. So still a ways to go. I was told that they have a pretty good kicking game. We don't know if they're not able to get to the end zone, would they trot the place kicker out to make it a one-possession game? We'll see. Offense back out on the field. It's Warnke. Empty backfield for him. Man in motion right to left. There's now 3 receivers left. Warnke looking that way. He's going to try to run. He is. Amani Bishop's nearby. Can't make the tackle. And unfortunately for Oak Ridge, a worst-case scenario, he gets upfield, uses a lot of time, but he does get out of bounds. So I'm guessing probably about 20 seconds or so now, Mike. But Dobyns-Bennett does not have to burn their final timeout here as it's 2nd and well, they're moving the marker now. 2nd and 2 from the Oak Ridge 30. Dobyns-Bennett down to probably 2 to 3 plays right here as we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 seconds or so to go here before half.
That is absolutely correct. And the Dobyns-Bennett didn't have their next play in, and the Wildcats need to buckle up on defense here to end this first half.
Ball on the left hash. Warnke looking left. He's going to take an end zone shot. The problem, his receiver ran a comeback. Nobody was there as Dobyns-Bennett's getting a little chippy on one of Oak Ridge's players. But again, the clock is stopped, and Dobyns-Bennett is not forced to burn their final timeout. It was Dominic Vasquez who was being laid upon quite a bit after that play was over. He took exception, but there's no flag. And I think, honestly, it's a little chippy, but I think that's probably a fair no call there. Nothing crazy going on.
That's football, Alec. He gets rough sometimes. And whoever said it's fair have never played before.
3 receivers right, probably around 15 seconds to go in the half. Warnke rolling right all the way. There's a diving catch. Is it made? No. Tyree Porter. I'm sorry, Jarrell Jimerson. That's twice on this drive. I've called him the wrong name. Jarrell Jimerson made a diving attempt. That one, he knows it wasn't an interception, but boy, it was close.
Yeah, Jalen Thomas actually became the defender for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, or that would have been an interception. But he trapped it again on the ground, so it's an incomplete pass. Brings up now 3rd down and 2 on the 30.
But unfortunately, there's a penalty around the line of scrimmage. The officials are talking with the Dobyns-Bennett coaching staff, so I don't know what it could be at the line of scrimmage if it's against Oak Ridge. You don't see an illegal hands to the face called very much in high school. We'll see. Personal foul against Oak Ridge, but unfortunately, we don't know exactly what it was. So that will move the sticks, be an automatic first down. So they're going to move the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line after the personal foul. Again, unfortunately, we didn't see what happened. So they let one call go the play before and then call Oak Ridge for a personal foul the next. And again, there's probably 10, 12 seconds left to go in the half. Dobyns-Bennett has 1 timeout, and they have it 1st and 10 from the Oak Ridge 15. Man in motion, right to left. Warnke looking left, looking towards the end zone. He's sacked! He's sacked! What will they call? Yes, they call him down. He tried a lame attempt to throw the ball towards that boundary. There was nobody in the area. It would have been likely a intentional grounding. But as he was being thrown to the ground by Amani Bishop, his knee hit the ground before the ball came out, and Mike, that forces Dobyns-Bennett to take their last timeout, and it is probably their last play here. I'm interested to see if they trot the field goal unit out there or if they just go to the end zone.
That will be an interesting thing to see. The coaches and the players over there talking it out, is that there's another timeout on the field. The Wildcats hanging on to a 16-7 lead with just very, very little time left here in the first half of this game. So great battle here between the Wildcats and the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
So thankfully, David Clary, who's our executive producer for tonight's game, let us know. Apparently, they added a little bit of time back on the clock, which is not what you want to hear if you're a Wildcat fan. And now there is somewhere in the area of 39 seconds left on the clock. But Dobyns-Bennett, now 1st and 10, can trot the offense back there, so we get our answer. There's 30 seconds now, I'm being told. So they don't have to kick a field goal yet, as it's 2nd and 10, ball at the 15. But if you're Oak Ridge and you can get them down in bounds, that's huge.
We need a big defensive play right here, Alec.
We do. 2nd, and it's actually 2nd and 18 from the 22. But that's not a big deal right now, as there's 30 seconds to go. Ball is snapped. Warnke, trouble again. Is he going to run? He is. He's going to scamper to the 15, to the 14, and then he steps out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So now there's about 20 seconds to play. And here now all of a sudden the down and distance becomes an issue. With about 20 seconds or so remaining here in the second quarter. One more time this half. If you're joining us late and are wondering why we don't know the time, there's an issue with the clock, and so it's being kept on the field, and so we're trying to keep up unofficially. 3rd and 9 from the Wildcat 14-yard line. Bunch formation for the Indians. Rolling out right. They've got a man at the 11. He catches it, and he's blasted down at the 9-yard line. It brings up 4th down, but more importantly, the clock is ticking. Approximately 10 seconds left. Dobyns-Bennett is scurrying. They're trying to figure out what to do, and oh no, there's a whistle. It can't be Dobyns-Bennett. They don't have any timeouts. Is that the end of half? Coach Rang says, let's go. He's pumping his arms. That's the end of half. There was less time than we thought. What a break for the Wildcats, Mike. A great first half, and they escape with a 2-possession lead. It's 16-7 as the boys in Cardinal and Gray trot up the 72 steps.
A very exciting first half, Alec Myers. The Wildcats hung on and would not let the Indians get in toward the very end of the second quarter and cling to a 17-16 lead here at the halftime. Great job by the Wildcats.
Thank you, Mike. That's the voice of Mike Sheehan, who will have our scoring report coming up on the Laura Lynn Green State Farm halftime show. We'll also have the stats, recap, and we'll hear from the newest member of the Prep Radio crew. All that and more coming up after this 3-minute timeout. I got to replace your microphone.
Oh, is something wrong with it?
Well, apparently you were going a little bit in and out, so
Okay, Mr. Baseball, let's see that kick down on the field. Let's give Mr. Baseball 6 there.
Test, test, Brian, test, test. Got a new cord for Mike's mic.
Please welcome the Dobyns High School Marching Band, conducted by drum majors Cynthia Margaret Clark and Robert Nyad, performing the 2025 competitive show, Playbill, a tribute to the music of the stage. This show features music from the Broadway productions Dobyns Robbie, Phantom of the Opera, TV Spy Superstar, Westlife Story, and Wicked. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Springbow and Sean Rutherford, assistant director of
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with you as the Wild Band gets set to go. Mike Sheehan, while you stepped away, you'll be happy to know a very interesting thing happened. It's a TV ball game, so at halftime they do a field goal kick and some sort of prize is won by a student. The student who went out there to kick was Mr. Baseball, Mikey Teasley.
Oh, wow.
And he made the kick.
I
just saw kids screaming and a guy in a toga jumping around and being hounded, and it was Mikey Teasley. So we know he's a good athlete, but I didn't know that he could kick the ball. Nick Suttles, maybe you need to talk to him into coming out for the kicking team. So as we go to start the Laura Lynn Green State Farm halftime show, you'll hear the Wild Band in the background. But you mentioned, we heard Fats Barbecue mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
And that's good stuff if you haven't had it. It is time for our Fats Barbecue trivia question. So, Fats Barbecue, where family atmosphere meets terrific service. For the past 30 years, they've proudly served the community from our storefront here at 366 East Tennessee Avenue in Oak Ridge. In addition to our beloved restaurant, we also order the food truck. I've had that before. And their catering services, ensuring they bring their delicious barbecue to you wherever you are. Our commitment is to create a welcoming space where everyone feels like they truly belong. Fats Barbecue is offering a family meal with a $30 value each and every game here at halftime. Starting tonight, the first caller to call in at 865-310-7207. That's 865-310-7207 to answer the trivia question. Will win that, a family meal valued at $30, and you don't want to miss it. Tonight's trivia question. Oak Ridge's first football team was established in 1943. No, Mike Sheehan, you weren't a freshman quite yet. First football team for the Wildcats was established in 1943 by head coach Ben Martin. He chose the school colors and mascot from two different teams. Who are they? He chose Oak Ridge's school colors and mascot from two different teams. Who are they? Again, be the first one to call in at 865-310-7207 and let our executive producer tonight know. And you can be the winner of Fats Barbecue.
And I will tell you, one of them's a high school team, the other one's a college team.
And surprisingly, this is one I actually know. I never know these. I actually know this one. Mike, let's stick with you. You've got the scoring recap.
Okay, thank you, Alec. Well, this game got started off. The Wildcats had a really good drive, and they burned up almost half of the whole first quarter on the very first drive. Got down to the 3-yard line and had a fumble on the 1 of all things. DB took over, but DB got called for offsides on the very first play, and with only 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter, the Wildcats got a safety, and I'm sorry, I don't know exactly who made the tackle. It was a swarm tackle by the right side in the middle of the line. Maybe Tobias, I'm not really sure, Waters, but we'll wait and see. But the Wildcats went up 2-0 anyway. Then with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter, the Wildcats again drove from the 48-yard line all the way down to the 6-yard line, where the Wildcats' DeMillion Porter ran one in out with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter and went up 8-0. Then Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led after the first quarter 9-0. Surprisingly so. It didn't last all that long. I have no idea how much time. I'm just going to be able to say early in the second quarter, Levi Chappell, the running quarterback for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, ran one in from 3 yards out, put the Indians on the board 6-9. Then Cooper McLean, their excellent extra point man, came in and kicked it between the uprights, and the Wildcats clung to a 2-point lead, 9-7. Then later on in the second quarter, Blaine Stansbury threw a beautiful pass to Jarrell Jemerson Everyone thought Will Presley was going to get the ball, but Jarrell had other ideas, made a great catch, ran into the end zone, put the Wildcats up 15-7. Then Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats went up 16-7, which is the halftime score. They did a great job defensively after a long drive by the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett. Lots of penalties in there. They ran a lot of time off the clock. Actually, they ran off too much time off the clock. The time expired as the Indians were knocking on the door down on the 13-yard line, and the Wildcats go to halftime leading 16-7.
If you wanted a barbecue, you'll have to go try them out this week or wait until next week, because Cecil Coffee, there's a classic Oak Ridge name, Cecil Coffee has won the barbecue for the week. So thank you to all who participated. And before we go to a break, we will go to a 3-minute break here in just a moment, but I want to give you about 30 seconds of the Wild Band as they start to play their second tune of the night. They're talented folks who bring a lot to this environment. Here's the Wild Band. We will send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout.
We'll be welcoming some future dance cats on the sideline tonight during the third quarter. These dancers participated in the Future Dance Cat game last Saturday at the Wildcat. Coming to the field now, we'd like to welcome the Oak Ridge High School cheerleaders. They'll be performing for your halftime enjoyment.
Marquez back here at Blankenship Field at half. Oak Ridge leads Dobyns-Bennett Indians by a score of 16-7. Looking at the statistics for Oak Ridge, first led on the ground, Demillion Porter. He has 84 yards on 14 carries. That's an average of 6 yards per carry. He does have 1 touchdown. Blaine Stansberry has a carry for minus 12 yards. So as a team, the Wildcats have rushed the ball 15 times, gaining 72 yards on the ground. Through the air, quarterback Blaine Stansberry, he's 13 of 16 for 150 yards. He does have 1 interception and a touchdown. Receiving for the Wildcats, Malik Howard, 4 receptions for 61 yards. Jarrell Jimerson, 2 receptions for 30 yards. DeMille Porter, 28 yards on 3 receptions. Will Presley, 23 yards on 3 receptions. And Adam Washington has an 8-yard reception. Now looking at Dobyns-Bennett, they're led on the ground by number 8, Emmett Starnes. He came on in probably the second quarter. 6 carries, 28 yards. Levi Chappell, their quarterback, has 7 carries for 14 yards. And then Luke Lundy, has 2 carries for 2 yards. As a team, the Indians have rushed the ball 14 times, gaining 44 yards on the ground. I apologize for the cough. Through the air, Levi Chappell, 7 of 13 for 94 yards. Receiving for Dobyns-Bennett, they have Tyree Thomas with 3 receptions for 38 yards. Jalen Thomas has a 20-yard reception. Jaden Haynes, 15-yard reception. Jackson Sinzabaugh, a 15-yard reception as well. And Aiden Villa has a 6-yard reception. So, as a team, look at the team side by side. Oak Ridge, rushing yards, they have 72 on 15 carries. Passing yards, they have 150 on 13 receptions for 222 total offensive yards. Oak Ridge has 15 first downs in the first half. They've been penalized 4 times for 55 yards. Dobyns-Bennett on the ground, they have 44 yards on 15 carries. They have 94 yards on 7 receptions. For a total offense, my apologies, of 138 yards. Again, 44 yards on the ground, 94 through the air, for a total offense for Dobyns-Bennett of 138 yards. They have 9 first downs. They also have been penalized 4 times, but for 36 yards. So look at the team side by side. Rushing yards, Oak Ridge 72, Dobyns-Bennett 44. Passing yards, Oak Ridge 150, Dobyns-Bennett 94. Total offense, Oak Ridge with 222 total offensive yards in the first half. Dobyns-Bennett 138. First downs, Oak Ridge has 15, Dobyns-Bennett 9. Penalties, each team has 4. Oak Ridge with 55 yards, Dobyns-Bennett with 36. Again, Oak Ridge leads Dobyns-Bennett at the half 16-7. Alex?
Thank you so much, Mark. I want to bring in a special guest now, our newest member of the Prep Radio crew, Jake Pfeiffer. Jake is doing top camera for us, so if you appreciate being able to watch the game, your thanks goes out to Jake, because without him volunteering to do this, it would not be happening. Jake, you're a guy who's watched a lot of sports in your lifetime. What did you think about Oak Ridge's first half?
I think it was a good first half start the game. The defense has looked very solid, holding DB. Only the 7 points. We've gotten the run game going pretty good with Mill. He's had some good plays. Blaine's looked pretty comfortable in the pocket. O-line's been holding up pretty well.
What do you think Oak Ridge has to do here in the second half to continue to expand this lead and make sure that they can come out of here with a win?
We got to stop DB on their 4th downs. They've had 2 4th down conversions. We got to limit those. Limit the passing game. They've had some big pass plays. Other than that, they keep doing what they've been doing.
And then the last thing I'll ask you is a less serious question, but kind of serious. What do you think about doing the camera so far?
I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's my first time operating a camera, having a lot of fun. I'd love to be back to do it again.
Did you hear that, Dave? All right. Anyways, we're going to take the clock is working at least for halftime. So we know we have about 5.5 to play with here. So, Brian, let's take a 4-minute timeout. When we come back, Mike Sheehan and I will have a quick thought or two, and then we'll get the second half started. We'll be back in 4 minutes.
Domino's offers the Oak Ridge Fire and Salt, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's Oak Ridge, Dobyns Barbecue, Honey Baked Ham, Gallo Loco, Barrios, Calhoun, John D. Burgess, BDS, Another Mom Photography, Reese Church, Tennessee Orthopedic Clinic and PT, Joyce Meredith Flitcroft and Norman, class of 89, Reader Chevrolet, Alexander's Guest House, and State Farm, Josh and Hempel. The cardinal sponsors are State Farm, Laura Lynn, Admiral Title Incorporated, ORNLSCU, Chuck's Car Care Center, Knoxville PGA Credit Union, Mark McCain Funeral Home, Fox Toyota, West Knox Solid Storage, CNS Cares, Sharon Campbell Realtor, Woody Creek Realty, Save Heart, the Bronx Sponsors, Absolute Millwork Consultants LLC, Oak Ridge Nissan, Gen Technologies, Creative Edge Dance Studio LLC, and IBEW Local 270. Thank you, corporate sponsors. Scores of interest at the half. Anderson County 35, Heritage 19. At the half, Powell 20, William Blunt 8. At the half, Knox Central 13, Campbell County nothing. At the half, Bradley Central 14, Farragut nothing. And at the half, Maryville 44, Cleveland nothing.
That's who next week.
Can you put your headphones on here a second, Mike?
Certainly.
Appreciate you running the interference.
Hey, no problem.
Another halftime score. Simon 6, 35, Bearden 0.
We sell and install gas appliances for our customers and make it easy to add your bill with our 0% interest financing. Plus, we have exciting new appliance incentives to offer your family. Buy appliances and get rewarded. It's as simple as that. Learn more about how much you can save at ORUD.org. We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires. Don't disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
If you need renter's insurance, see me, Shelter Agent Nathan Miser, a proud supporter of your Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Looking for a new place to call home? Main Street in Austin, historic Oak Ridge, Tennessee, has your company, offering newly built studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments within walking distance of shops, restaurants, and entertainment. Our community is convenient at its finest. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and a washer and dryer are just a few of the elegant touches throughout every apartment home. Give us a call today to schedule a tour of your new home or visit our website at themainstreetwest.com to check out our availability. It's time to live the lifestyle you deserve.
This is Todd Cox, Austin Treasurer. You're listening to Oak Ridge Football, FM 92.7.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. As Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with you. We play a little game, and we have for about 3 or 4 years now. I play a game and everyone else has to listen to me every week, which is every halftime we have gone to for about 4 years straight, they have put 3 minutes back on the clock, even though there's usually time enough for the guys to get warmed up. And I thought for a second perhaps we were going to break the streak because there was still 1:20 left on the clock, and both teams are pretty much back on the field. And I just looked over at Mark Hayes and kind of went, we might break the streak. Unfortunately, they've now put 3 minutes back on the clock. Mark Hayes, the streak lives on. And Mike, I know David Clary's thinking that gives us a couple more times for commercials. We'll get a couple more in, but I want to hear your thoughts. We heard the scoring summary. What do you think Oak Ridge has to do here in the second half in order to make sure that Dobyns-Bennett really doesn't get too much momentum and get back in this game?
They're going to have to stay focused. I mean, this team is very good. They mix it up. They got it. They're going to have to keep blocking the way they've been blocking and keep tackling the way they've been tackling. Put a lot of pressure on that quarterback. I tell you, that young man is impressive. I mean, not in size, but he is flashy as he can be. And, something we haven't mentioned much are the coaches for Oak Ridge. Several great coaches. David Hawkins is the defensive coordinator, linebacker. Kevin McKeithen is the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks. Ted Mitchell, wide receivers. James Branson, special teams, tight ends, and the freshmen. Zach Kasner, defensive backs. Kevin Day, offensive line and strength coach, conditioning. Daniel Pace, offensive line and freshman. Ricky Chitwood, defensive run game coordinator and the defensive line. Bam Thomas, outside linebackers and running backs. Mike Kelly, kickers and punters, and the athletic trainer, Brian Leffler. What a great addition to the football team Brian is.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy Mitchell on there as well. He was kind of a late addition, late in the summer. He works with the defensive backs. So many Wildcats and former Wildcats on that staff. You love to see that. We've got about 1.5 minutes till the game kicks off. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we will be back with second half action. This has been the Laura Lynn Green State Farm halftime show. That antenna must make a difference.
It does.
Pets are part of the family.
It definitely
Veterinary
does.
Professionals at the Carver Animal Hospital, and they put their years of veterinary experience and care to work. The Carver Animal Hospital is located at 2190 Oak Ridge Turnpike.
There's no excuse for just 3 minutes on the clock right there.
I know.
Zero.
Crazy. I hope they got that clock fixed. I really do.
I'm hoping so.
The hospital is proud to support some other cats too, the Oak Ridge Wildcats, and they would like to wish them well this season. The Carver Animal Hospital, proudly serving the Oak Ridge area.
Give a shout out to the Oak Ridge student section. Let's go Wildcat Pride.
Transfers, home delivery, flu shots, and has over-the-counter pain, cold, and allergy medicines, vitamins, cosmetics, cards, gifts, and much more. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 7 and Saturday from 9 to 2. Drop by Oak Ridge Pharmacy and see for yourself what a hometown pharmacy can do for your family. Oak Ridge Pharmacy, a proud supporter of the Wildcats.
This is Marlon Green with State Farm Insurance, and you're listening to Wildcat Football on FM 92.7 WIJB.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan on the call tonight. Mark and Shauna Hayes doing stats. Connor over to my left doing the scoreboard. And you heard from Jake Pfeiffer earlier as well. He is doing our top camera, and from what I hear, doing quite a good job. Again, to remind you, if you weren't aware, Cecil Coffee was our winner for tonight's barbecue giveaway to Fats Barbecue. Give them a try if you haven't. David Clary is our executive producer tonight. Brian Bennett back at the studio. We also have Matthew, David, Caleb Grayson, all four of those guys down on the field. Here comes the kick to start the second half. Kick goes left to right towards Jackson Square. It bounces at the 2 and rolls out of the back of the end zone, which means the Wildcats will start 1st and 10 heading northbound here at Blankenship Field from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Wildcats need to come out strong here, Alex. Leading here by a slim margin of 17-16, against a very good Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett football team. And good that the Wildcats get to receive the ball first. They're all huddled up, getting the play. Start this exciting second half of football between the Dobyns-Bennett Indians and the Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Wildcats trot back on the field. Their starters will remind you on offense. Left to right, it's Bafford. It is, well, actually, it looks like we've got a couple of new ones in there. And, no, I was mistaken. Jared Bafford, Elijah Young, Caden Chipman, Torrey Holt, and Nate Stevens. Malik Howard at tight end, Adam Washington, Jarrell Jimerson, Will Presley at receiver, DeMillion Porter running back, and Blaine Stansberry at quarterback. He's got it. He rolls right. He fires in Presley's direction, but it's just a throwaway ball as he tosses that into the second row of bleachers. No big harm on that one, although it brings up 2nd and 10. And the Dobyns-Bennett defense has looked okay at times, Mike, but it definitely, their offense has looked better and more consistent than their defense, but both sides of the ball for Dobyns-Bennett have been a little shaky.
The Wildcats have had some real sustained drive, and it burns up a lot of time, and that's why the Wildcats are leading right now.
Here's the snap. Fake to Porter. Blaine Stansberry keeps. He's got Malik Howard as a lead blocker, and the officials may have missed a little bit of a face mask there, but Blaine Stansberry still with a nice scamper on the read option. He keeps it left, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 from the 27, needing to advance the ball to the 30-yard line. Tight formation, Washington, Jimerson, and Presley, your receivers. The tight end Malik Howard will split out left to the short side of the field along with Will Presley. The wide side, it's Adam Washington and Jarrell Jimerson. Porter, the running back. Blaine Stansberry scans the defense. The defense shifts. He looks again, gets the snap. Looking left the whole time. Easy pitch and catch to Porter for the first down and more. He'll be pushed out at the 35-yard line, which is a 10 Bank of Oak Ridge first down.
Jackson sends the ball there on defense for the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett Indians, but not before the Wildcats got a first down.
And you just kind of look at the depth, the names being called out on defense making plays for Dobyns-Bennett, some of the same ones that they've been relying on all game on offense. And so you wonder with certain guys, at least at the skill positions, or really even at the line of scrimmage, Oak Ridge does not have many guys that go both ways. So that could be an advantage in this heat the longer this night game goes on. The clock is working, thankfully, now, as the pitch gets tipped, but it's completed to Malik Howard, out past the 40, breaks a couple of tackles. They still can't bring him down. Will they? They say they've got the ball on the ground. The ball is on the ground. The question is who has it? Dobyns-Bennett has it. Malik Howard, all that power, they couldn't get him down. So the only thing they could do was try to reach in there and strip it. That extra effort, unfortunately, allowed them to have a couple different players grabbing at it, and they do strip the ball and recover it. So Dobyns-Bennett will take over 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 46-yard line. There's no TV timeout, so we'll keep it here. The starters on defense, we talked about them earlier. We'll go over them one more time. King Sandoval, Tim Walters, and Dominic Vasquez, the 3 up front. The 3 linebackers, Caden Stewart, Blake Woody, and Amonte Bishop. 5 DBs, the 2 cornerbacks, Zayden Williams and Jarrell Jimerson, and the 3 safeties, Wayne Gibson, Tyree Porter, and Quavez Williams. Quarterback for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, Tate Wernke. Wernke's got 3 receivers right, nobody to his left, the short side of the field. He'll give left, though. That's the slimmer of the running backs. That is number 43, Luke Lundy. Listed at 5'8", 188 pounds. If he's 188, Mike, I think I'm 230. And I'm not. Nowhere close to that.
I didn't think so. Maybe wringing wet with a towel on your head.
But if you've seen my eating habits on Friday nights after games, so I might be headed that direction though, as it's 2nd and 10 after the short carry goes for really no gain. Warnke scans the defense, patiently allows his receiver to get set as the Oak Ridge line shifts and Amante Bishop comes up and runs support. Handoff left, he's going to get about 4 and it'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the Wildcat 42-yard line. They need to get it to the Wildcat 36. And again, it's 3rd down and 6 here. Clock working, thankfully. And it's 9:45 to go here in the third quarter. Wildcats receive the ball. We're moving the ball forward. And Dobyns-Bennett got a strip during a tackle, and that's where they got the ball just a couple of plays ago. It's 3rd and 6, though. Wildcat defense trying to make a big stop right here. Quick pass out to the right side. There's a receiver with a little bit of space, and that space is closed quickly. Wayne Gibson and Zayden Williams bring him down, but what an effort by Jalen Thomas to get up near the first down. Does he have it? I don't think he does, but he's going to be within about a yard, and he may be, quite frankly, closer than that. They're going to mark him, and he's going to be about a half a yard short. Mike, it's close. Dobyns-Bennett, if it's been within 5 yards all night, they've gone for it. You heard Jake talk at halftime that one of his keys for Oak Ridge was getting off the field on 4th down. So they bring their power formation in. We've got Isaiah Bolden, a tight end in the ball game. They've also got big 6'2", 221-pound Tyree Thomas in the ball game. Still got 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right, but their power back, Emmett Starnes, is in the backfield from the shotgun. Handoff Starnes. He's going wide right. He gets past Vasquez. No, he does not. Dominic Vasquez, I thought he had you, but you said no, sir. Reed. He had him by the shirt, and he would not let him go. Dominic Vasquez, what a play by the defensive end.
Oh, man, he did a great job of fighting that block off, Alec. And as soon as he could, he grabbed the quarterback by the jersey and slung him to the ground, and the Wildcats retained possession. Now it's going to be Wildcats 1st and 10 on the 38. Great defensive stand by the Wildcat defense that time. They just kept spreading him out, and Vasquez made a great tackle.
And I said he got past him. Mike, he did. But Vasquez was not going to be denied. He would not let go, and he showed incredible upper body strength, just yanking him back like a dog on a leash almost. Here's the first down carry. Porter breaks a couple tackles, and he's up near the first down marker. It was 1st and 10. It will be 2nd and 8 after a nice effort from Demillion Porter.
I tell you, the Wildcats are really looking tough. Starting out right now, a good block on that time by Holt up front, and to give the spring the Wildcats loose on another good run. Brings up 2nd and short now for the Wildcats. Ball on the 46.
Wildcats lead this one. They had a safety and 2 touchdowns in the first half, but 9 of their 16 points came in the first quarter. This is an offense that struggled a little bit late in that half. They lead it 16-7, 7:36 to go in the third. Porter gets the give left. He's got first down yardage plus some. He's across the 50 into Dobyns-Bennett territory, down at the 48-yard line, but that's not before he gets a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down with 7:28 remaining in the third quarter. So Oak Ridge got the ball to start this third quarter. They fumbled, and then they force a 4 and out as Dobyns-Bennett had it 4th and less than 1 yard and could not convert, thanks to Dominic Vasquez's effort from his defensive end position. 1 receiver left for the Wildcats. That's Presley. 2 to the right. That's Jimerson in the slot, and Adam Washington on the far side towards the Dobyns-Bennett sideline. Malik Howard, the tight end. He's going to move from the left side to the right side. That's the strong side of the field now. Porter on the right. It's going to be a quick pitch out here towards Presley, but it was batted down at the line of scrimmage, I think, by Tyree Thomas. He's pretty easily the biggest guy out there on the field for Dobyns-Bennett. He's an impressive-looking athlete.
Yes, he is. He swatted that ball down, broke that play up. Now it brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats on the 48. Wildcats on the march here early in the third quarter. 6:47 left.
Up 16-7. It's 2nd and 10, as Mike said, from the Dobyns-Bennett 48-yard line. Every Wildcat on the field taking a peek towards their left, getting the signals in, and after a moment of pause, they're ready to go. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Porter gets the fake, Blaine Stansberry under pressure, rolling right, steps up. He's going to tuck it and run. Across the 45, makes 2 men miss, runs another man over, and he's brought down, but not before a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. Blaine Stansberry, I knew he's got the ability to run more than most people realize, but I don't know that I've ever seen him be quite so shifty, and then he got a little power at the end, Mike.
Very elusive there that time, Alec. He made 2 would-be tacklers miss, then they got him by the ankles, and he still kept pulling and tugging till he got all the way down to the 35, and another first down for the Wildcats.
Trips left towards the Oak Ridge sideline. The ball's on that hash, so there's not a lot of room to work with over there. They're going to give to Porter. Porter starts right, makes a man miss in the backfield, goes left, and boy, did he finish that run after 8 yards.
Wow, I thought they had him in the backfield. They had a hold of him, but they couldn't hold on to him. Dobyns slips away, runs up the field for a great run, and it looks like he gained 8 on that play, Gallic. A great play by Dobyns. Got a lot of it on his own, I'll have to say.
They're going to call it a long 7, so we'll say 2nd and 3 from the 28-yard line. High snap. It's going to be kept by Blaine Stansberry. He's got first down yardage and more. They're not going to stop him. He's wide open into the end zone. Blaine Stansberry can do it through the air, and he can do it on the ground. What a play, what a drive from the senior quarterback for Oak Ridge.
28-yard run by Blaine Stansberry. Right up the middle. He faked a handoff, bellied the ball. They lost him. He got into the backfield, and he outran everyone to the end zone. And the Wildcats go up 22-7.
5:30 left to go in the third quarter. The Wildcats have extended their lead. It's the biggest lead of the ball game. Pearson to attempt the hold by Washington. Snap good, hold good, kick even better. 23-7 your score. We'll be back in 60 seconds for Wildcat kickoff.
What a beautiful run.
Wow. Is that Herbert Booker or Blaine Stansberry?
That was a beautiful drive. Run off a bunch of time. That's what we need, baby. That's what we need.
You mind checking that?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We got plenty of time. Probably about 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Anywhere from collision repairs, and we will work with your insurance. For maintenance and repair needs. Our rental fleet, variety of vehicles. Get your next
This is Todd Fox with Fox Insurance Group. You're listening to Oak Ridge Football on FM 92.7 WIJV.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers and Mike Sheehan with you tonight on just a gorgeous Friday fall evening. The weather's kind of broken over the last couple of weeks. It's starting to feel like football. There's a big game tomorrow, Mike, and certainly a big game here tonight. But the Wildcats so far have not looked incredibly, I'll say this, they haven't really been stretched by Dobyns-Bennett. It's not been a blowout, and it's not been easy. But when Oak Ridge has, really the only time Oak Ridge has been stopped is when they've stopped themselves, whether that be penalties, a couple of fumbles. I think there was an interception early on in the game.
Yeah.
When Oak Ridge has executed, Dobyns-Bennett hasn't been able to stop them.
They certainly have not. They've done a great job of time of possession, too, Alec. That's important. Run a lot of clock off that time. The other team doesn't get the ball near as much, so they don't have near the opportunity to score, because the Wildcats have been selfish with the ball. And I'm loving the way this is going. Wildcats really playing very well offensively and defensively. Been a struggle, as we knew it would, because Kingsport is big and they're tough. And they have the capability of coming back. That's obvious by watching the talent on this team. But it's going to be up to the Wildcats defense up next. Keep the Dobyns-Bennett Indians out of the end zone. Got plenty of time, 5:30 left here in the third quarter.
Let's announce a couple names that are on the kickoff team that, perhaps you wouldn't typically see. Maybe they don't start at other positions. But for Oak Ridge in there, obviously we've mentioned his name before, Liam Gerber Also, a really good upcoming skill player, Amarion Willis. Tyree Porter in there, of course, Caden Stewart, Blake Woody, Eli Pearson, Will Presley, Quavez Williams, Nehemiah Adams, and also Josiah McClure. You may not have heard of that name. He is an excellent athlete, maybe an even better baseball player. He's just a freshman getting out there playing time for the Wildcats. And I mentioned all those guys' names. Their job's a lot easier when you're playing with the guy named Eli Pearson, because 9 times out of 10, you don't even have to worry about making the tackle because that ball is going through the end zone.
That ball sailed halfway through the end zone. What a great kick again by Eli Pearson. And, he's a great weapon for the Wildcats. Look for that young man. He keeps this up. He should be all-state this year, no doubt in my mind. Eli Pearson is one of the better kickers in the region, without a doubt.
And has been for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Last year he had a really good season. He had a shaky start to this season because he was dealing with an injury and unfortunately missed the first game. But ever since he's come back, he hasn't performed like a player coming off an injury. He looks totally healthy, and that's a great sign for Wildcat fans. Dobyns-Bennett takes over, tight formation on the far side of the field, far hash. They give the ball up the middle, and the runner is met and brought down promptly by who else but I actually think it was King Sandoval. I thought Tim Walters was there, but
Caden Shipman also on the stop.
As we've got 5:05 left in the third. 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line as we tick under 5 minutes to go. This is kind of a ball control offense for Dobyns-Bennett. They don't get in a real big rush, and they're fairly balanced. You don't see a ton of huge plays from them. But here's going to be a shot at one right there. Long pass, excellently covered. 3 Wildcats in the region. Quavez Williams and Jarrell Jimerson was there, but it was Tyree Porter coming over from his safety position who timed it up beautifully and swatted that ball away. 3
Oak Ridge defenders that time. Great job. I think Tyree actually was the one that tipped the ball, but he had a lot of pressure on that. That ball was not destined to be caught because of the Wildcat defense.
3rd and 7 from the 23.
And it's 3rd and 7 now. 4:38 to go in the third. Ball on the 23-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett trying to at least get a first down here deep in their own territory. Quarterback steps up. Woody goes in for a tackle. He avoids him, but can't avoid the other 3 or 4 Wildcats. Woody doesn't make that play, but one thing that does, Mike, is it forced him to stop and kind of shift, which slowed down his momentum and allowed those other guys to come over there and make the play. So a nice play for Woody, who's gotten a lot of playing time here in place of JT Gormley. I know Coach Rang was talking about the whole team can't wait to get him back. We certainly would like to see him back, but it's not going to be in the next couple of weeks, I wouldn't think. But Gormley certainly a valued member, as is Woody and the rest of those guys. There's a timeout on the field. Who called it?
Oak Ridge.
I don't know. I'll call one. Brian, let's take a 30-second timeout. Oak Ridge calls the timeout, and they lead it here 23-7.
Yeah, we thought they were going to kick it, and they came out in running formation. He called the timeout. They were going to go for it. I can't believe that.
I don't know that that's smart, but I don't know that that's smart, but at the same time,
well, they want to get back in it.
I don't. If you kick this, Oak Ridge has been deficient moving the ball, and I don't know that they get. If you go down 30-7.
Last time Nate Stevens tackled him, they only had about the same distance to go, and Nate tackled him. Now, look, with the ball all the way on the 29, I'd be a little bit tough.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Mike, you saw something I did, and Oak Ridge called that timeout because they had looked like Oak Ridge was expecting a punt, and Dobyns-Bennett came out there ready to go for it. I don't know that I would do this. I kind of understand it given their offensive struggles, but boy,
they're going for it.
I don't know that I would do this, but we'll see. Dobyns-Bennett, no hard count. They snap it. The quarterback keeps it. He's got the first down yardage and more, up to the 35, and finally brought down at the 39-yard line. So the gamble pays off. Mike, would you have done that?
No, I would not have. I wouldn't have thought they had the nerve to do it. But they got to get back in this game, and the only way they can do it is be aggressive, and they were that time. Good quarterback run that time by the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, Levi Chappell.
Warnke at quarterback. His running back to his right hip is Emmett Sanders, 6'1", 182 pounds. He's going to go up the middle. There's going to be a pass to the left, a well-thrown ball considering he was blasted, I think, by Tim Walters or Amonte Bishop. But unfortunately, that ball for him sails a little too far wide. It was intended for who else but Jalen Thomas, a nice playmaker for Dobyns-Bennett, but just couldn't quite complete that one. It brings up 2nd and 10 from the Dobyns-Bennett 39-yard line with 3:24 to go here in the third quarter. Big crowd has gotten a little sleepy here, Mike, as there's not been a ton of action here in the last few minutes. This game has had a lot of hype around it, but it's not that it's been uncompetitive, but it's not quite been as tight of a ball game as maybe some would have thought, and myself included. Handoff left side. There's a playmaker for Dobyns-Bennett. It is Starnes, on the carry. To me, he's been their most consistent player. Starnes as well as Jalen Thomas at wideout, but the passing game hasn't been very consistent.
Tyree Porter and Jarrell Jimerson there on the stop for the Wildcats. But after a short gain, he only looked like he only gained about 3 yards, maybe 4 at the most. Third down and 6 on the 43.
And you have to think that if they went for it on 4th last time, they've got 2 to play with here as it's 3rd and 6, but if they gain anything, you'd think they're probably going for it. 3rd and 6, man in motion to the right. Quarterback looks right. He's going to come back a little tunnel screen. It's to Thomas. That's trouble. 45 across the 50 and into Wildcat territory. And moving the chains for a first down is, again, Jalen Thomas. And, Mike, he's listed at 5'8". I'm not sure he's that, but I'll tell you what he is. He's a playmaker.
I know one thing. He sure goes up the field in a hurry when he catches the ball. And that was a great play by Dobyns-Bennett, well executed. And they got a first down in Oak Ridge territory now on the 47-yard line.
Man in motion, that's Thomas going right to left. Now that he gets set, there's 2 left, 2 wide receivers to the right. Ball in the middle of the field at the 47-yard line. Here's a drop back. Quarterback's going to go really deep. Warnke throws it in. Tyree Porter nearly makes an interception. He had it in his hands and just couldn't quite hold on.
Oh, man.
Tyree Porter's ability to time those deep balls and not get there too early is something to behold.
Yeah, he certainly was. He had it in his hands, but he lost his balance. And then, the ball bounced harmlessly out of his hand for an incomplete pass. Great defense that time by the Wildcats. Brings up now 2nd and 10 on the 47 for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians. Wildcats up 23-7.
Minute 58 to go. Clock is stopped here. 2nd and 10 from the Wildcat 47-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett sends a man in motion right. They're going to hand it off to Starnes up the middle. He's got the 41 where he's brought down. Sets up a nice 3rd and short for them. 3rd and medium, we'll call it. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Indians, and there's no question, barring a huge loss, that this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely. Tyree Porter again on the stop for the Wildcat.
3rd down with a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Dobyns-Bennett trying to keep this drive going. Down 23-7. They hand it off. No, it's a fake. Warnke keeps it, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Quavez Williams for a loss of a half a yard.
Great penetration by Quavez that time from his linebacker position over there. He just squirted right in between the blockers and made a great tackle on the quarterback, and the Wildcats dropped him for a little bit of a loss.
And that's one of the things that makes football, Mike, such a beautiful game is it's such a team game. Quavez made a great play and deserves credit for it, but that doesn't happen if the interior defensive line doesn't plug up the holes and force the quarterback to run outside.
They strung that play out. That is exactly right, Alec Myers.
Man in motion left to right nearly every play now. They have one there, and it goes in and out of the hands of a receiver. Caden Stewart on the coverage. He makes a great play, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oak Ridge turned the ball over on down. Oak Ridge is going to get the ball back, Alec.
I apologize. So that was 3rd. That was 4th down. And with 30 seconds to go, Wildcats take over on downs. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. They'll send the starting lineup back out on the field on offense.
As the third quarter just about to come to an end, there's only 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wildcats clinging to a 23-7 lead.
Ten seconds down on the play clock now. Again, 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 41. Here's the snap. Quick throw out to Presley. He's got some room and blockers across the 40 to the 45. Stiff arms a man, but that man somehow wraps him up. And the clock will stop as he's wrestled out of bounds. After a gain of 6, it brings up 2nd and 4 from the Wildcat 46-yard line. Excuse me, 2nd and 5 from the 46-yard line. So the ball is on the near hash towards the Wildcat sideline. The only receiver that side is Adam Washington. The 2 to the far side, the open side of the field towards the Dobyns-Bennett sideline, Jarrell Jimerson and Will Presley. Malik Howard beside Nate Stevens at tight end on the right side. They're going to roll Stansberry right. He's looking, nowhere to go with it, and he's going to toss it. Wow. He tosses to Will Presley. I thought he was going to throw the ball away. Somehow, that connection, that chemistry, they found an inch or two where that ball could be squeezed in, and it's a Tin Bank of Oak Ridge first down. The clock will start on the spot. We'll see if Oak Ridge runs a play or not. My thought is they won't, they will not. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have more action and start the fourth quarter from Blankenship Field.
At the end of the third quarter. Once again, we'd like to thank the Real Estate Office for their support scoreboard sponsorship. You can find them at www.realestateofficepn.com.
Cleveland was getting the snot beat out of them, 44-0.
Wow.
And they haven't won a game this year. We're going up there next year. America was beating them 44-7 in the third quarter. Cleveland.
Somebody turn that radio on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
keep forgetting.
They said the Cleveland fans here next week, so that won't be as bad.
Here? Oh, really? Hey, sister, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for that one. That was really good. Made me cry. It did. Thank you. And really appreciated it too. I meant to bring that boot back tonight and I forgot. I was not wearing it. Yeah, I knew you did. You know I would too. I may bring it to you tomorrow. I'm coming back there. You gonna be home tomorrow? Okay, well, I'll call before time.
I've got my special thing.
Really? Oh, that's
He can tell you my whole life.
I'm sorry. He has more ear infection.
Welcome you back as Mike Sheehan's sister, Becky Hayes, of Becky and Ronnie Hayes fame, has stepped in to say hello. We appreciate her and all she does for this program. As Stansberry drops back on 1st and 10, takes a shot down the right sideline. The shot was intended for Malik Howard. However, there's a flag down at the 30-yard line. Stansberry was roughed up a little bit, but thankfully he seems to be okay. Well, defensive back was Zabian Goodwin, who was the guy who intercepted Stansberry earlier. He has his hands out. Looks like he's questioning the official, so I would assume that that's pass interference against him, and it is pass interference against Dobyns-Bennett. So it was incomplete pass, but it results in a 1st and 10. Sometimes, Mike, it takes it makes it worth it just to take a shot.
Yeah, it does. It hurts sometimes, but, these stingers usually go away. He looks to be okay. The Wildcats are very okay. First down and 10 on the 31, marching right down the line against Dobyns-Bennett Indians, up now 23-7.
11:54 to play as Dobyns-Bennett comes clearly across the line, but they don't call it, and so it's still with over 20 seconds on the play clock. The Wildcats in no particular hurry. The clock's not running right now, though, so it's not like they're trying to milk it. 3 receivers left. The lone wide out to the right is Malik Howard. He heads downhill, comes back, catches the ball at the 26, and gets across the 25, I thought. And they're going to mark him down right at the 25-yard line. So a nice 6-yard gain on first down, a little pitch and catch. Brings up 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats from the Dobyns-Bennett 25.
Blaine Stanberry's accuracy is really impressive, especially last week and now again tonight.
He's definitely on a roll, as this Oak Ridge offense and the Oak Ridge team is. They've played a really nice stretch of football to start this season. Here's the guy who's played a nice stretch of football, Demillion Porter. He runs it down and just scampers out of bounds after he gets a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. And the chains will move. We'll see where they mark him out at. They're going to say at the 18-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Dobyns-Bennett 18. 11:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Stansberry looks toward the sideline. Porter in the backfield. Receivers Washington, Howard, Presley, and Jimerson. Jimerson and Presley, the wide receivers to the far side. Will Presley has just probably a 6-inch height advantage on the corner, and there's no safety help. I would throw a jump ball, but maybe Oak Ridge says we're moving the ball on the ground. Why risk it? Here's the handoff to Porter. Porter stutter steps, finds a hole, cuts back to the 15, the 10, the 5, twirls into the end zone. What balance, what a run, what a player. Demillion Porter, touchdown, Wildcats.
Wow, an impressive 18-yard run by Demillion Porter. He made at least 3 people miss, weaving and waddling through the line like that. And the Wildcats score. But there's a holding call on the Wildcats. Alec Myers, this play is coming back, not a touchdown.
And it's interesting, I thought Oak Ridge for the first couple of games of the season played fairly clean. They weren't perfect. No team ever is. But there weren't a ton of penalties like you would expect for the start of the season. I think tonight there's perhaps been more penalties from Oak Ridge than any game this season.
The band still doesn't have the word that we didn't score. They're playing the Wildcat fight song. Wildcats getting ready to reload here, as it looks to be about 1st and 20 on the 28.
I don't mind hearing the fight song. It's a pretty darn good song. Maybe we'll get to tell the band to strike it up and play it again here in a second.
Hope so.
I'm telling you, if just for fun, I'd throw one to Will deep here. I mean, he's got a 6-inch advantage on height on this cornerback. We'll see what they do here, and there's a flag before the play. I look up to the play clock. It's at 0, and there will be a delay of game penalty. So it goes from a touchdown to 1st and 20 to now 1st and 25. The ball will be back at the 33-yard line. Oak Ridge can get a first down without scoring. However, they need to get to the 8-yard line to do so. Same formation for the Wildcats. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. The left and the wide side of the field, it's still Presley matched up one-on-one with that defensive back we've been referring to. Malik Howard's over there as well. Washington on the right side. Jimerson he comes in motion. Blaine Stansberry setting up a screen pass for Porter. He catches it at the 38, and not a lot of places to go. He kind of, I think, took a little bit too long. There just wasn't a lot to do there, a lot going. And I'll just give Dobyns-Bennett credit. Sometimes you tip your cap and say, that was a well-defended play.
Braylon Fugate, the lineman for the Indians, really sniffed that play out. He was right on top of him. He wasn't able to get away. Brings up another long yardage situation for the Wildcats. they're still saying second down and long for the Wildcats.
10:55 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 1 man in the backfield. It's fake to him. Blaine, all day to throw. He's going to find Presley on a comeback, and they're going to say he dropped it. Really good coverage that time by Dobyns-Bennett's Jackson Sensabaugh, the 6 foot, 166-pound junior defensive back. Just a really good play. Again, that's 2 plays in a row where it's not that Oak Ridge did anything particularly bad, but just really good defensive execution. And just timed that one up and just got his arm in there to where Will couldn't secure the catch. The officials have signaled that there's needs to stop the clock. He says, my timeout, does the official. David Clary, you would recognize this official. He's worked for years and years in this area. And I'm trying to figure out what the call is. Well, the clock is at 10:29. That's what it's showing. We'll see what they decide to do. Let's take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, hopefully this will be straightened out.
Saying corrected, that game is here. I apologize.
That's all right.
That's the worst mistake I made. I'm happy.
That's all right.
Maryville beat them 44-7. Finally.
You mind listening to that real quick? Should be almost back. You're fine.
And make it easy to add your bill with our 0% interest financing. Plus, we have exciting
Third and 28 from the 36.
Learn more about how much you can save at
3rd and 28
Now back to tonight's game.
from the 36-yard line. Stansberry pressured early, rolls right, escapes it. He's got some room to run. He will. 30, 25, and lowers his shoulder against Sensabaugh and picks up quite a bit of that yardage back. It will bring up 4th down as he's pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. But unfortunately for the Wildcats, they still have quite a ways to go. They've got 17 yards to go on 4th down. Why not?
Here comes Eli.
Give Eli Pearson a shot at this. As number 65, I see him in there, which means that Gage Pellegrin will hold. Washington will plant the ball down at the 32-yard line, which makes this a 42-yard field goal attempt from Pearson from the right hash. Pearson gives a signal, nods his head. The kick is up. The kick is right down Main Street. The new score, 26-7. Wildcats lead it with 10:32 to go. We'll take a 90-second timeout and be back after this.
How many yards did you say that was? Thank you.
Eli Pearson, the kick. Deep for the Indians. Number 17, Jalen Thomas. And number 0, Xavier Goodman.
Eli Pearson to kick, ball at the 40, and the ball is
Wow.
nearly through the uprights.
Oh,
Just
almost.
really, Mike, he almost made a field goal from there.
That is crazy. He can kick the ball I mean, it is amazing the leg that young man has. It went all the way through the end zone. What a tremendous kick by Eli Pearson. What a weapon that young man is. It's such a pleasure to watch him kick a football. His accuracy on field goals is nothing short of marvelous, and his kickoffs are nothing short of spectacular.
Saw Hudson Edwards coming on, giving him some praise after that one. And looking out there at the 11 on the field in Cardinal and Gray, all the starters remain in this ball game for the Wildcats. Up 26-7, 10:32 to play. First and 10 from the 20-yard line for Dobyns-Bennett. Wildcat, quick toss out to the right side for a gain of about 5 or 6. We'll see what they say officially. They're going to give him 5 yards. It brings up 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett probably out of this game, but as a coach, as a player, you always got to be thinking there's a chance. If there is a chance, they've got to score on this drive, Mike, and they've got to do it rather quickly.
Yes, they do. Blake Woody made a great tackle that time after only a 5-yard gain by the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
So the Wildcat drum line come over in front of the student section. They're getting ready to play. Second down run goes for about 5 yards and an inch. And he needed 5 yards, so that's good enough for a first down for Dobyns-Bennett.
Tackle by number 33, Amante Bishop.
As Bishop records the tackle for Oak Ridge.
First and 10 Indians, number
First and
30.
10 for Dobyns-Bennett. Ball right at the 30-yard line. 10-14 and ticking to play as the Wildcat drum line starts to play.
Right in front of the student section, no less.
Dobyns-Bennett, unworried about the man. They're trying to get points on the board. They're running the ball. Ball goes off the right tackle outside. For a gain of about 2nd and 6 as we're under 9:45 left in the ball game.
Tackle once again by number 33, Amante Bishop.
Monte Bishop there on the stop for the Wildcat.
Pace or urgency of a team that's trailing by 19 points. Sends us tight in motion to the right side, off the tackle. Here's a snap. Again, middle. This is
Number 8.
Emmett Starnes. Again, their best running back from what I've seen tonight. And he's scheduled for 4, but it still brings up 3rd and 2. And Mike, again, I understand you're going to have to start throwing the ball a little bit here if you want to have any shot to get back to this one.
Exactly right. Caden Stewart there on the stop for the Wildcats, denying the Indians of the first down by about 2 yards. Clock ticking away, 8:42 and counting with the Wildcats up 26-7.
Mike, is this my first time broadcasting? I keep muting my mic in the timeouts and leaving it on. Quarterback Wernke drops back, goes way back, about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage, somehow escapes the defenders and gets back for a gain of 3, and that moves the stick. What an athletic play. I don't know how he got out there and escaped.
I don't know. That was a fearless run on his part because the Wildcats were really running him down from behind. He did a great job getting outside. And I'll tell you, that Levi Chappell, there's no quitting that young man. Excellent quarterback for the Indians.
Vasquez comes out for a blow. Stevens comes in to relieve him. 3 receivers left for Dobyns-Bennett, 1 to the right. Fake the handoff up the middle, excuse me. And number 87 gets what is, I think, his first catch of the ball game. That's Cooper Lockhart, 6'3", 190-pound sophomore tight end. Tell you what, they've got some big dudes. They don't necessarily, it doesn't seem like, have quite the athletes on the edge that maybe we've seen in some of their rosters in the past. Good athletes for sure, but maybe not quite the elite athletes that we've seen some of their rosters, but they've got size. They definitely do have size. I'll give them that.
They sure do.
2nd and 6 rather. Ball at the Dobyns-Bennett 45. As there's the give up to Starnes. Emmett Starnes pushes his way forward for about 4, which brings up 3rd and 2. No, they'll say 3rd and 3. Ball marked currently at the Dobyns-Bennett 48-yard line. They need to get past the Oak Ridge 49-yard line to move the chains. 7-12 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Oak Ridge happy to see Dobyns-Bennett take a long kind of sludging drive down the field here, with Oak Ridge holding a 26-7 lead, now under 7 minutes before this ball is snapped. Give again to Emmett Starnes up the middle. Tim Walters meets him, but what drive and effort and strength, quite frankly, by Emmett Starnes. Again, just showing a lot of toughness from the running back position.
Shane Black there on the stop for the Wildcats.
It looks like King Sandoval was the one who helped.
Again, yes, Sandoval was right there. You're right.
As we got a score of interest after this play that we'll show. It wasn't very an interesting game, but it's of interest to Oak Ridge fans. Here's Wernke dropping back deep, wants to go deep, but there's just nothing there. He's going to tuck it and run. He's forced out of bounds by Amonte Bishop after a gain of about 4. And we got that Maryville score. It looks like Maryville finished that game off 44-7 over Cleveland. And why is that of interest to Oak Ridge fans? Well, Maryville is a team you're playing later in the year, and Cleveland is a team you're playing next week. So Oak Ridge hoping to finish this one out and hoping to go 5-0 if they can win next week. That game will be here at Blankenship Field at 7 o'clock. If you missed this game, we'd love to have you in the crowd and in the stands for that one. Quick pass on 2nd and 6 goes out to Thomas. Jalen Thomas scampers forward for a gain of about 4, and it is 3rd and 2. Ball marked at the 40-yard line. One of their better drives of the game, but you get the feeling how Oak Ridge is playing this and Coach Hawkins is playing this defensively. They're fine if they score, if they want to take the entire fourth quarter to do it, because this is a 3-possession game.
Absolutely correct. The clock just keeps ticking away. 5:51 and counting.
Xavier Goodwin, talented defensive back, in at wideout on this near side. Quarterback's not even going to look his way, though. Wernke's going to go and just bounce a pass to Sensabaugh. It was way too short. Wernke appears to be a pretty good athlete, Mike, but unfortunately for him, he just has not had a lot of time to throw. And credit the defensive line for Oak Ridge, because one of the strengths of this Dobyns-Bennett team was supposedly their line of scrimmage.
He certainly doesn't have the accuracy of Blaine Stansberry.
5:37 to go, and we have some accuracy with the clock now, as it's been working like a charm here in the second half. 5:37 to go. Oak Ridge leading 26-7. Dobyns-Bennett getting their play in. 10 seconds on the play clock, now down to 9, 8, 7. They get the snap off, and it's just a run up the middle. Not a lot going, but it will be enough for the fourth down conversion. Luke Lundy on the carry. They've got a few pretty good running backs back there. It's kind of a running back by committee, but again, this offense looks like it's built to be in close games, Mike. When you got down 2 or 3 possessions, it just doesn't seem like this offense has the explosive play threat. Here's Wernke running again for his life back there, doing his best Johnny Manziel impression, and he's going to be blasted by who else but Wayne Gibson. He's had kind of a quiet night, but he's willing to come up there and torpedo tackle a guy. He saw enough of him running around and said, I'm finishing this guy off right here.
He was way back in. I bet he was 10 yards down the field at first playing defensive back. He saw he was running and scrambling around. He ran up there as quickly as he could. Wayne Gibson made a break stop. Now it's 2nd and 11 for the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
4:41 to go. Clock still running here. 2 receivers left. Wernke looks right. There's a screen set up, and it's a good setup there. And I thought he was going to have first down capability, but Caden Stewart and Quavez Williams blew up that play. They had more blockers than Oak Ridge guys out there, but the Oak Ridge players just ran through the blocks and blew that thing up.
Well, they stayed home to their assigned area, Alex. That's exactly what happened. He did get a gain on that play, but 3rd and 6, still got 6 yards to go here driving on the 31.
Jared Bafford, we've seen him used at special places. We might see him in the playoffs used as a defensive tackle. He is this time, but they offset that with the screen. Screen goes for, I don't know, a yard. So Baffert showing the ability to play both ways. They don't want to wear him out, Mike, but that's a nice weapon to have to give Tim Walters a break from time to time, and his hands are on his hips. He's played all night there at left tackle, but Jared Baffert, emotional, one of the leaders of this team. It's 4th down, 5 to go. Ball at the 30. 3:33 here. Can the Wildcat offense officially close this thing out? Movement early for Dobyns-Bennett. It's not called. Warnke in trouble, trying to get around. Can he elude some tacklers? Does he make the first down? I don't think he does. He was pushed out of bounds, but he stretched for it. What's the call, Mr. Official?
He was right inside the sticks, looks to me like.
The call is Wildcat football. Turnover on downs, and Oak Ridge gets the ball back, and they will be able to milk this game away. Up 26-7 with 3:18 to go here in the ball game. We're going to take a 60-second timeout and come back to finish this one off.
I tell you, the defense has just played great, man. That was great.
First and 10, Wildcats.
Taking a TV timeout.
28.
Well, they're not. They're coming back pretty quick. Wildcats are coming back on the field.
To our radio listeners, we apologize. To our YouTube listeners, we'll keep it here. Run on first down, right side Porter. Porter's got a lead blocker in Stevens, but a nice cutback across the 30 to the 35, 40. Demillion Porter refuses to go down before he moves the 6. That's a 10 bank of Oak Ridge first down. And the clock continues to move now that the ball has been spotted. Under 3 minutes to play. The Wildcats have a first down, and it's 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Starters mostly in the game, but there are a couple of new Wildcats in there. Lamarian Willis, as well as Liam Gerber in the ball game for Oak Ridge at wideout. Adam Washington, Will Presley still in there as well. High snap, bobbled, but corralled by Stansberry. A late flag comes in after Porter carries it for about 4. I think it's going to be holding based off the back judge who threw that, or the head official, excuse me. It is a holding on the Wildcats, so they will replay first down. The good news for the Wildcats, the time still came off the clock, so it doesn't really hurt you that bad in a game where, quite frankly, you're just trying to get out of here healthy. As this one was widely anticipated, there was a buzz in the air before this game, and Mike, Oak Ridge did their part, but Dobyns-Bennett just didn't quite have enough and quite frankly hurt themselves too many times to stay in this one with a high-powered Oak Ridge offense.
Yeah, the Oak Ridge offense has looked really good. You give credit again for the defense. They fought valiantly tonight and kept the Indians out of the end zone except for that one quarterback run. The Wildcats have really looked good tonight against the Dobyns-Bennett Indians.
Hand off up the middle, Porter. He's got some space. There's a gap, and he's going to find it. And he takes this 1st and 20 run for about 6 yards, bringing up 2nd and 14 from the Wildcat 38. A minute 45 to play here. Oak Ridge in no hurry. And it's going to be a big victory, Mike. This is big. You know, you've played some opponents early in the game that have some talent, but they're not 6A schools. You play a 6A school tonight who was undefeated, had played some teams out of the state, and your first kind of big test of the year from a 6A standpoint, they passed it.
Yeah, this is the second winningest team in the state of Tennessee.
As
they being Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett.
Porter carries the ball again, a nice gain there, gets it past the original line of scrimmage and up to the 46-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 6 with 65 ticks left on this clock. Oak Ridge will only have to snap this one more time. Game clock at 50, play clock at 17. They only need to get this thing under 40 seconds, and then they can mercifully end this game. It is under 40 seconds now at 39, 38, and all Oak Ridge has to do is snap this one more time. They do. Porter gets it, will go left, cuts back up. 40, he's got a chance. 30, 20, one man to beat. 10, high fives at him. Washington on his way into the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Wildcats. DeMillion Porter does it again.
46-yard run. What a wonderful job by the offensive line, opening up a huge hole. All the rest of it goes to DeMillion Porter. What a tremendous run to outrun what I consider a tired secondary by the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett Indians. So with 22 seconds left, Wildcats go up 32-7.
Mike, looking at the clock, I guess I'm getting ready to have to head back down as soon as this game ends. Kick is up, and the kick is good. We'll take a 60-second timeout and be back after this.
Wow, that was a thing of beauty. Hey, DeMillion is one fantastic runner. No doubt about it.
His vision and patience.
Oh, yeah. And his speed, man. I mean, he just outrun everybody on defense. That's all I can say. 22 seconds left. I wouldn't have thought they'd won by 26.
Eli Pearson to kick off for the Wildcats. Due to the Indians, number 17, Jalen Thomas, and number 0, Xavier Goodwin.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Alex Myers, Mike Sheehan with you. Mark and Shauna Hayes doing our stats as usual. Nice to have them back this week. And Pearson's kick, to no one's surprise, is booted halfway into the end zone. And Dobyns-Bennett will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 22 seconds remaining.
Boy, it's been a great offensive execution tonight by the Wildcats. I don't know the time of possession, but the Wildcats have done a tremendous job of ball control tonight.
So there we have it. They're finally getting teams back onto the field. Adam Washington now in there as a defender. He's replacing Zayden Williams. Josiah McClure in there at cornerback as well. Here's what should be the last play of the game. Starter still in the ball game for Dobyns-Bennett. Ball carrier, Lundy, and he gets about 4 yards, and both teams will head to the middle of the field. We're going to take a 4-minute timeout. 4-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have post-game interviews.
Next week, the Wildcats will host the Blue Raiders from Cleveland as they celebrate Homecoming 2025. Kickoff time is 7 o'clock. You can also catch the freshman and JV team in action this Monday evening as they travel to Maryville. The Indians, we'd like to wish the Indians good luck next week as they host Morristown East.
It's still the best place in
What up, Alec?
Touchdowns at the Million House.
Did the Million have just one moment, please? Let me look. One.
I think 3, but I'm not sure. It might have been 4.
Safety. There's one. Stansbury, Emerson. I only see 2. I only see 2. He only had 2.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Main Street Loss, a premier rental community to do what you do. Enjoy life and thrive in historic Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Enjoy the lifestyle you deserve with amazing amenities and stunning modern features throughout your apartment home. Our community is sure to please. With our 2 cutting-edge fitness centers, sparkling saltwater swimming pool, fire pits and grilling stations, there's an amenity for everyone. Schedule a tour of your new home today or visit us 24/7 at themainstreetlots.com to view our floor plans and amenities. It's time to love where you live.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
Come on, seriously?
This is so extra.
but what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agent is available when and where you need them, online, over the phone, or even in person. State Farm agents are here to answer your questions and help you find the car.
This is so extra. Get with someone who can actually help. Contact me, Agent Mara Lynn Green, today. This is Mara Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, and you're listening to Wildcat Football on FM 92.7 WIJB.
Blankenship Field, as we're trying to find Mill Porter. It was a little bit of an odd ending to the post game. Usually the guys just kind of get up and walk out, but they've kind of scattered, and I haven't been able to find Demillion Porter, who we're trying to talk to. Let's see. He's doing an interview, so we're going to go find one of the Oak Ridge defensive linemen because I would like to talk to him. So whether he likes it or not, we're going to talk to King Sandoval now. King, you're not expecting this, but I want to talk, if we can get away from that speaker just a little bit. You guys, I thought that the strength of this team all week was supposed to be built on their offense and defensive line. Maybe not quite the athletes that they've had in the past, but obviously very big up front. I thought both lines of scrimmage, you guys dominated tonight.
Yeah, I thought we did too.
Is that something, what do you think caused that? Is that something that you guys knew you'd be able to do, or were you thinking that maybe it was going to be a little more competitive?
The run game, I thought it was going to be different, more stronger.
You think it helped you guys getting that safety early on? Because it seemed like after you guys got that, it seemed like the confidence was totally off the charts for you guys.
Yeah, once we got that safety, we started picking it up more.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, King. Great game, and congrats on a 4-0 start.
Thank you.
As we're going to kick it over here. And again, I apologize. This is not the most organized post-game show because of the nature of how they ended things after Coach Ring got done with them. They kind of scattered, and we're having a hard time finding anybody. We're trying to get Mill Porter, who scored a couple different times tonight. Here is Dominic Vasquez. I would like to talk to Dominic as well because you had, I thought, a pivotal play of this game that kind of put the game away. You guys were up, I think, 16-7 still. There was a 4th down near midfield, and it felt like if Dobyns-Bennett could score on that drive, they could be back in it. I, on the air, said, well, he's past Dominic, and then I said, wait a second, no, he's not. It looked like he was past you, and then almost like a leash, you just pulled the guy back. Walk me through that play and walk me through how you got that stop.
Well, I knew that I had to contain outside, right? And I really didn't know what was going through my head. I just knew I had to make the play for my team. So I went over. I missed the tackle at first, and I grabbed him by, I guess, his jersey, and I had to pull him down.
Well, I talked to King Sandoval a minute ago. The strength of this Dobyns-Bennett team, I was told all week, was their lines of scrimmage, both offensive and defense. And you could see by their players, it was a big group. And I'm sure a strong and tough group. But you guys, I don't want to say you had your way, but you guys clearly won that battle, and you won it from the start. At what point did you guys realize, hey, we can handle these guys?
After the first drive, we kind of read and, we figure out what kind of opponents that we're playing. And we figure out what works and what to do and what to not do. And we just had to win the line of scrimmage because I knew that was going to be the turning point of this game, the line of scrimmage. And we figured out what we needed to do, and we won it.
Hey, great job tonight. Congrats on a great start. 4-0 to start the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
King Sandoval. We're going to go get D'Emilion Porter. We have located him. Thank you to our cameraman, Matthew Charles, who pointed out that he was talking to another cameraman. We forget this is a TV deal, so we're not the only ones interviewing. So we will talk with Mill if he has just a quick second. I appreciate it, Mill. Now, you're going to correct me here. How many times did you score tonight? I thought it was 3. I was told it was 2. What was the right answer?
3.
3? Okay, see, if you talk to a running back, if you get in the end zone, you're never going to forget that. The last one, were you thinking touchdown that whole time? Because everybody in the building, I think, was thinking, all right, this is the last play of the game. This is the last play they have to run. Just kind of hand it off and get this game over with. And then next thing you know, you're running down the sideline. Did you plan on scoring at that point, or are you always trying to score?
My mindset is always trying to score, but going into that carry, I knew we had to get the first down. And then I seen the cutback. I seen nobody was in my blind spots. I just kept running and got the touchdown.
You had Adam Washington streaking down the sideline, and we could see from up there as you guys got closer and closer, he was shielding off a defender, and it looked like you guys maybe kind of high-fived. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, you play behind just a tremendous offensive line. A couple new guys, but they have gelled so quickly. It seems like the offensive and defensive line dominated this game, and that was really their strength, was their line of scrimmage. What did you think? At what point did you realize, hey, we can handle these guys up front?
No, first quarter, great blocks, great. We had some good, decent runs. I knew coming out of halftime, we talked about it. It's going to be there. It's going to be there. Just keep going. That's what we did.
I want to ask you, as a running back, what your greatest strength, I think, you're fast, you're strong, you're quick. But I think, to me, your greatest strength is your vision and your patience. What do you take most pride in running the ball? Because your style, they've had so many good running backs over the years, but your style is kind of unique. What is your greatest strength as a back?
I feel like it's my vision, too. I think I have great vision. I think I know when to cut, how to cut, and do all the things I need to do to make good runs and get good yards.
We go up to 6A this year, and there's a lot of chatter. Can Oak Ridge handle it? How will they respond? Well, you started 3-0, looked really good doing it, but this is the first 6A team you've played. So do you guys feel like this is going to continue to build that confidence that, hey, what we've done before, we're continuing to do no matter who's on the field?
Yeah, this game was very important as far as 6A. We got a lot of doubters talking about 6A, but we know as a team we can play with whoever.
All right, thank you so much, Mill. Great game, a 3-touchdown game for D'Emilion Porter, while the Wildcats are off to a 4-0 start.
Thank you.
We'll keep it right here as we're going to go find Coach Rang, and this will be our last interview. As appreciate Matthew Charles getting his steps in down here as the cameraman. We appreciate him doing that. And we're going to go find Coach Rang, who should be pretty easy to find, and we've spotted him. Just hang with us just a second as we're trying to make contact with him real quick as he gives his wife a quick hug and probably thinks he's getting out of here without having to talk to us, but we'll talk to him real quick. Coach, big win, first 6A opponent of the season, and when there's been so much chatter about how will this program respond to being against 6A, thought it was really important that you showed up well and you dominated tonight.
Yeah, I don't think, in this day and age, I feel like, if Greenville's going to play 6A, they're going to be fine, right, because they're a really good team. So I think, I think back in the day, the classification was a big deal to me. Not so much now. It's, you're the talent on your roster, etc. But a great start for us. With the schedule here, our kids are excited about, I think, playing DB again, kind of getting the rivalry back on the schedule. And then starting this journey, like you said, Alex, playing 6A teams, we feel like we're ready to go. We've played a lot of them in the past here. We'll play a lot more in the future. And a good start. I think I'm more excited about just being 4-0. And I think beating a quality football team, I felt like Halls was going to be really good, and they've maybe not been as good as I was thinking. But, you know, this opponent was a good team. We got to win.
We talked on the Wednesday night coaches show, Crunch Time with Derek Rang. We talked to you about the strength of this team, and I asked you, what do we got to look out for? And you kind of said, really the strength of this team is up front. They're really big, and we saw that tonight. And I kind of thought there would be a little more, you know, tug and pull from each line of scrimmage, but I thought really early on and throughout the whole game, offensively and defensively, you guys controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought we talked about the show, and I said on the scouting report for the defense, I said the quarterback's savvy, and the fans saw that. That quarterback made play after play. I mean, we never could sack him, and our kids got tired of chasing him. And the offensive line's good and well coached. You know, they did a great job blocking. Our kids were blocked all night. They had to work to get off them blocks, and I felt like, you know, defensively it was just kind of like bend but don't break. Like, I felt like we had some situations that could have gone their way, they went our way, and then, you know, DB goes on this 8-minute drive and does nothing, and that was the game. So it was like, you know, the first half was big. We got up and just held it, but yeah, I mean, that very, very good physical team, and the kind of breaks went our way tonight, and you know, I felt like offensively we kind of had our way with them a little bit, and we had left some points on the field, but yeah, I mean, it was obviously a tough game, hard opponent.
Good to be back home, I'm sure. I thought that was one of the best parts of this game was you talk about, you know, the explosive plays. For really neither team were there tonight very much, but I think finding new ways to win, proving to yourself, proving to your team that, hey, if it takes us taking play after play after play, we can do that. And I thought you guys found a way to score in a variety of ways, maybe not how we've seen quite so far this year, but I think as a team, every game's different, right? And so I thought that was really good to see you guys firing on all cylinders, especially as the game went on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big play of the game was the fumble safety, because we're 2-0, then we score. I think it was 9-0. So, you know, the fumble washed out because our defense kind of bowed up a little bit, and then we were able to, you know, get up. I think, you know, 16-7 at halftime, and then once we scored again, you know, like I said, we were able to finish some drives tonight. Alex kind of moved the ball down the field. I think we ran for a lot of yards tonight. We were able to run the football. Blaine had some nice recue runs. You know, we've not really done that in the first 3 games, letting him run around a little bit. He made some nice scrambles, keeping the chains moving. And that's what we got to be. That's what I was telling him all week. I said, you know, we want every game to, you know, come out here and just run them off the field. But, you know, this is different ball. I mean, these teams are going to be coached up, have good players. And we got to see if we can sustain some drives and, you know, be executed at a high level and not have penalties and not bog down and just do the things championship teams do.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations on a 4-0 start. Cleveland comes to town next week. You guys are rocking and rolling so far.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Derek Rang. We talked to a few Wildcats as well. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the scoring recap and the final stats with Mark Hayes.
Thank y'all, though.
Back as we bring in Mike Sheehan for the final scoring recap.
Thanks a lot, Alec. Wildcats got started off really well. They drove the ball from the 58-yard line all the way down to the 3, where the Wildcats fumbled the ball. Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett took over possession. On the very first play of the game, Kingsport was called for offsides, so they moved from the 3-yard line to about the 1.5-yard line. And then on the very next play, the Wildcats made a defensive swarm on the running back and tackled him into the end zone, and the Wildcats went up 2-0 on a safety. And that was with 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter. Then with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter, Demillion Porter ran one in from 6 yards out to put the Wildcats up 8-0. Then Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, made the extra point. With 2 minutes and 53 seconds left, the Wildcats went up 9-0. Big shock there. Then in the second quarter, we really don't know, right? It was early in the third quarter because the clock wasn't, the second quarter, the clock was not running, so I really don't know what the time was. But anyway, the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett quarterback, Levi Chappell, ran one in from 3 yards out, and he put the Indians on the board for the first time. The score was 6-9. Cooper McLean came in for the Indians and kicked the extra point, and the score was 7 for Kingsport, 9 for Oak Ridge. And then later on in the second quarter, again, I don't know what time because the clock wasn't running, but Blaine Stansberry ran one in from 22 yards, threw a 22-yard touchdown pass to Jarrell Demerson, and the Wildcats went up 15-7. Great job by Jarrell on catching the pass and then running into the end zone for the Wildcats from 22 yards out. Then Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 16-7 at the half. And then finally, with the clock running in the second half, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, Blaine Stansberry ran one in from 28 yards out, and the Wildcats went up 22-7. Eli Pearson came in and kicked the ball between the uprights, and the Wildcats led 23-7. And then with 10:32 left in the fourth quarter, Oak Ridge drove the ball down to the 32-yard line. The drive stalled, but Eli Pearson came in and kicked a 42-yard field goal and put the Wildcats up 26-7. Then with just 22 seconds left in the ball game, Demillion Porter ran one in from 46 yards out, put the Wildcats up 32-7. Mr. Reliable, Eli Pearson, came in and put the last point on the game on the scoreboard, and the Wildcats walk away with a huge victory over the Kingsport Dobyns-Bennett Indians, 33-7, to go 4-0. Alex?
Mike, your final thoughts? I won't keep you around. We got to get one more quick break in before the stats. Your final thoughts on tonight's win. Always good to beat them, and I know you'll be happy to know that with that win thank you, David Clary, for letting us know, have officially tied the series 23-23.
Well, that's outstanding because this is the second winningest team behind the Maryville Red Rebels in the whole state of Tennessee. And for Oak Ridge to do that is a big, huge milestone. Way to go, Wildcats. Just an outstanding performance, both offensively and defensively. Offensively, they control the ball and run a lot of time off the clock. I'll be interesting to hear what Mark Hayes says the time of possession was, but I guarantee you the Wildcats owned this game. And defensively, they did everything they could, and to keep the Indians out of the end zone, to only score one touchdown this whole game on a talented team like that. A great night for the Wildcats, Alex.
And
roll, Wildcats, roll.
And a great night anytime I can share a booth with you, my friend.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick 3.5-minute break. We've got a couple more bills to pay. As soon as we come back, we will have Mark Haste in the stats, and we will wrap this thing up, put a bow on it until next week. So we'll take a 3.5-minute timeout. We'll be back after this.
Great job, Alex. Great job.
Oh, great job. Thank you. I hate that we're having to take another break.
Yeah, I hate that too.
It's too late for, especially if it be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, really.
Man. Oh, well.
You can listen to it. I got to go to Rick, and then I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, butter.
Dr. Michael Domina, Dr. Ryan Williams, Dr. Catherine Hayes, Dr. Ann Woolen Sanchez, and Dr. Michelle Tate. To round out our team, they are joined by nurse practitioner Regina Dill, Liz Travolta, and physician assistant Angie Atkinson. These trained and board-certified professionals are ready to assist you with your healthcare needs. Please call 865-483-7415 to make an appointment. We offer appointments Monday
No.
through Friday.
It's gonna have you
We are
win it.
immediately located in Physicians Plaza, which is connected to Methodist Medical Center, and we are proud supporters of Oak Ridge Athletics.
Did you know that Summit Medical Group is voted the best family practice in internal medicine in 2023? We do walk-in same-day appointments and are currently accepting new patients. For the convenience of our patients, we have on-site physical therapy, a lab, x-ray, and ultrasound. Come see our new location at 850 Wildcat Avenue in Oak Ridge. To schedule an appointment, call 865-483-3172. We're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturdays 9 to 5. Summit Medical Group of Oak Ridge, the leaders in primary care. Get to the summit.
You work hard to build your business, and we want to help you grow. The team at Fox Insurance Group believes your business deserves the expertise of a local insurance agent with business insurance. On Fox Insurance Group, with Nova Insurance, you can make sure your business stays up and running no matter what happens. If you own a business, make sure it's fully protected, and contact Fox Insurance Group. Visit www.grayfoxins.com or call 865-482-0513.
For the past 12 years, Oak Ridge dating and physical therapist Donnie Sharp has been helping this community using his hands-on approach to physical therapy. Donnie and his staff at East Tennessee Spine and Sports will address your specific needs in a kind and caring manner. Treatment of neck pain, back pain, and many other orthopedic issues are their specialties. If you're hurting, they can help. Call East Tennessee Spine and Sport today at 888-5431 to schedule your appointment or visit ESGTNSPINESPORT.com.
Natural gas is affordable, reliable, and safe. ORGB Natural Gas is proud to offer our customers a product that saves money, provides convenience,
Welcome back to Blankenship Field, where Mark Haste is just about ready for the stats in this game that has concluded here. So Mark is now ready. We appreciate you being patient. We'll wrap things up with the stats. Mark, over to you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I'll try to get through this without coughing too much. Oak Ridge, as you said, victorious tonight by a final score of, wow, it's already gone, 33-7, I believe. We'll just go through the statistics really quick for Oak Ridge. They were led on the ground by Demillion Porter, 194 yards on 22 carries. That's an average of 8.8 yards per carry. Blaine Stansberry, 5 carries for 47 yards, so he averaged 9.4 yards per carry. If you remember, in the first half, he had 1 carry for -5 yards, I believe. So good second half running for Blaine, especially that touchdown that he ran for. He had 1 touchdown running or rushing, and Demillion Porter had 2 rushing touchdowns. As a team, the Wildcats rushed the ball 27 times, 241 yards on the ground. Obviously, just those 2 players, and that's an average of 8.9 yards per carry. Very impressive night on the ground for the Wildcats. Through the air, quarterback Blaine Stansberry, 19 of 25 for 185 yards. He did have 1 interception, and he had a touchdown. Receiving that touchdown was Demillion Porter. Demillion had 33 yards on 5 receptions, obviously a touchdown. Malik Howard leading receiving for the Wildcats tonight, 6 receptions for 78 yards. Will Presley, 5 receptions for 36 yards. Jarrell Jimerson, 2 receptions for 30 yards. And Adam Washington had an 8-yard reception. So, as a team, the Wildcats had 241 yards on the ground. They had 185 yards through the air for a total offense tonight of 426 yards. Now looking at Dobyns-Bennett, they were led on the ground by number 8, Emmett Starnes, 12 carries, 48 yards. Their quarterback, Levi Chappell, he had 14 carries for 38 yards. Luke Lundy, 8 carries for 22 yards. And Kendrick Harris had a carry for 5 yards. As a team, the Indians rushed the ball 35 times, gaining 113 yards on the ground. That's an average of 3.2 yards per carry, so another good night for Oak Ridge defense. Through the air, quarterback for the Indians, Levi Chappell, he was 14 of 25 for 128 yards. Receiving, Dobyns-Bennett was led in receiving by Jalen Thomas. He had 44 yards on 5 receptions. Tyree Thomas, 38 yards on 3 receptions. Jaden Hayes, he had a 15-yard reception. Jackson Sandoval, he also had a 15-yard reception. Aiden Villa, 6-yard reception. Luke Lundy, 5-yard reception. Cooper Lockhart, he had a 4-yard reception. And Zabian Goodwin had a 1-yard reception. So a lot of receivers catching passes tonight for the Indians. So as a team, Dobyns-Bennett had 113 yards on the ground. They had 128 through the air for a total offense of 241 yards. They had 15 first downs in the ball game. They were penalized 5 times for 51 yards. I don't think I gave those stats for Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge, again, 241 yards on the ground, 185 through the air for a total offense of 425. They had 24 first downs. They were penalized 7 times for 70 yards. Again, this is Mark Hayes. After the Wildcats, victorious tonight. And we'll give it back to Alex.
Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate everything Mark and Shauna do. Shauna doesn't really talk on the microphone, but she is just as much a part of their operation as Mark is, and they were both under the weather earlier this week. And really so glad to have them back with us helping out. Also, Neil has been helping us tonight. We appreciate him so much. Mike, I appreciate you. For David Clary, well, I'll let final thoughts. I'll let you give final thoughts, and I'll wrap it up here. I know that we've been on air a while, so we'll let Brian go home as well. But your final thoughts on 4-0 start?
I'm just going to say another outstanding performance for the Wildcats, both offensively and defensively. To beat a team as Dobyns-Bennett here at home is a huge thing, and to tie up the series 23-3, that excites me, Alec. This is going to be a really good team this year. I'm real proud of the way they're playing. Coach Rang and company done a super job with these young men, and go Wildcat.
Absolutely, Mike. We love you. We appreciate you and everything that you do for us. We're thinking of you and Miss Ann this week. We just want to thank everybody for sticking around and listening to us. For all of our cameramen that we mentioned earlier, for Mark and Shauna Hayes, for Brian back in the studio, for David Clary, who was our executive producer, keeping things going behind the scenes tonight as well. Mike Sheehan, I'm Alex Myers. Until next time, right back here at 7 o'clock next Friday night against the Cleveland Raiders. We hope you'll join us. If not, we'll be on Prep Radio and on FM 92.7. Final score, Wildcats 34, Dobyns-Bennett 7. Until next time, go Wildcats.
Great job, Alec.
I gave the wrong final score. It's 33. Oh well.
I don't worry about that.
Whoops.